Truth revealed. Truth revealed about racism and about white supremacy. At this next level, going up this pyramid, we have to place understanding. Because we not only have to reveal truth, but we have to have an understanding in depth of what it is that we have revealed. And then we have all of the areas of people activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. Those are the areas of people activity through which we have to express our understanding and our knowledge of truth. Atop the areas of people activity, the next level has to do with what has happened to us. And what has happened to us is that we have learned to despise and to hate melanin. And as a result of that, we do not have unity and we do not have the force and power that we need to bring about justice. Some of the forms of that hate are reflected in patterns of behavior such as gossiping, name-calling, squabbling with one another, cursing one another, being discourteous, being disrespectful, stealing from one another, robbing one another, fighting one another, killing one another, using and selling drugs to one another. This is the power of racism and the power of white supremacy. Throwing down trash, making children believe that they can be adequate mothers and fathers, leading to teen pregnancy, pretending that racism does not exist. And then we're going to put at the next layer of the pyramid some things that we were taught in the Principles of Kwanzaa by Ron Kawenga, some things that we need to focus on. I may not have them in order, and if I forget any of them, help me out. Unity, purpose, creativity, faith, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, and cooperative economics.
No, she was just playing intro for Chief Talk, getting us crunk for the night. Shout out.
Yeah, that music she was playing, that's somebody music is gonna copyright. Kevin Gates.
She got all the ones that's not copyrighted. How you doing tonight, Chief? You hear me, young?
Yeah, but the music is like, yeah, it's killing it. They need to cut the music. I don't like it, man.
There we go.
Yeah, they gonna make me clip this shit off because it's on copyright me.
We're gonna hold off on the music right now.
Yeah, we don't need that music. That like, especially Kevin Gates.
No, so
yeah, that's
Got you. Yeah, man, tonight we on Chief Talk with Young Elder and the Tribe. We got special guests coming in tonight, OJ Yemi, and got us a set. I'm a set from Elders of the Night. They coming in a little bit later on. But what's been up? We're good with you, Chief. How you doing?
Oh man, we doing so much. Hey, that was OG Yemi on that tape you just showed.
No, that's a video she shared to the group that's rising. That she wanted to
Oh,
talk about a
okay.
little bit.
Oh, okay, yeah. Talking about the pyramid scheme and the Ponzi scheme. It all ties in together.
Yeah. And the reason we show her that doctor is because we always talk about the matriarch and goddesses that have been talking about this. Well, this goddess was talking about something over 20, 30, 40 years ago, damn near. She was talking about that early 90s type time. You know what I'm saying? It's 2026, we got the same problems. Something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight we're gonna talk to one of the elders, a couple of the clan mothers to talk about, you know what I'm saying, how can we apply this information? We talk all the time on all these lives. We talk to all these different people. How can we apply this information into our everyday life and change our current situation, our current status in this reality?
Mm-hmm.
What you got, what you got on that, L?
Well, based on what she was doing with the pyramid scheme, showing pretty much that's what I'm working on now. I'm writing a book now. I'm pretty much done writing the book. I made it to an audio book. It's like an hour and some long, and it pretty much break down on how they use psychological warfare for mind control. The name of the book is called The Puppet Masters. Uh, so in that book, I break down some of the stuff she's talking about, and it's all by design because they got a think tank that's got to create all of these different mechanisms to control us. And man, if you ain't on to the game, you just a part of the everyday everybody else game, man. Because they run it's a thing called to go into what she was talking about. You ever heard of the crab in the barrel analogies? The crabs in the barrel. That one every time a crab tried to crawl out the barrel, the other crabs will pull them down, and it's by design. So and then it's another, and I talk about that in my book on. I break down the crab analogies. I break down the fleas in a jar. You heard about the fleas in the jar analysis, right?
No, I ain't
When
heard
you
that
put
one.
when you put fleas in the jar and put a top on it, the fleas they're gonna try to escape and they'll hit the top. But then after so long of hitting the top and hurting themselves, they'll only fly to like the red to the top to the right to the before they get to the top, and they'll stop right there. They only jump that high. And after so long, a week or so of 2 weeks of doing this, you could take the top off, and none of the fleas will leave out the can because they programmed to only go so high because it's dealing with when they hit that top, they get punished, meaning receive the pain. So instead of to avoid the pain, they program themselves to only go so high. And even when the new generation of fleas is born inside the jaw, their genetics is stemmed towards going a certain capped off where their ancestors how their ancestors would jump. You can leave the top off and they'll stay in that jaw till they die. So that's another mechanism on how they train our people to with pain, pleasure, and different mechanisms to program us to stay in a certain box. And and religion plays a part in it because yeah, go study that. And then also study the Skinner box. Roy Hayes talks about that, about the Skinner box. The Professor Skinner he ran well, you know how you train a dog or train animals and then they do something, then you give them a reward. But if they mess up, you punish them.
I'm sure.
So yeah, so if you go to the schools system and you study why they got a bell that rings every in the high school it rings every hour or so to go to the next class. I think in middle school too they got different classes, but in elementary it just rings for to open up the school in the end. But that bell is a part of the Skinner box mechanism to put you into a state of obedience and order, right? Because this is all really Masonic. The Masons is the main ones that's creating these think tanks. They are on a certain level on that pyramid, dealing with the Council 300, dealing with the foreign councils of relation, dealing with the Bilderberg group, all these different groups. They are the think tanks that generate this ideology. Another thing that I talked about in my book is the Travis Scott Institute, which was a British psychological warfare institute, and their main goals were to study how to control humans.
I'm sorry, hold on. You said Travis Scott?
The Travis Scott Institute.
Man,
Travis Scott Institute.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question up there, but go ahead.
Yeah, but the Travis Scott Institute pretty much was a mechanism set up before they brought in Project Paperclip and the mind control information. So before they started doing the mind control information, they brought in the Travis Scott Institute, and it was set up by the British intelligence, right? The branch of their military, and their whole thing was to study psychological warfare on how to control humans, right? Another incident is, we talked about the Skinner box, Travis Scott Institute. Another, like I said, another mechanism after that's when they brought in the German scientists who were doing it's called the Travis Scott Institute. Yeah, but see, it's spelled like Travis Scott, but it's only one S and it's all together, right? It's only one S, right? So you spell it Travis Scott, and then just take that S out and put one of the S's out and put the word together, and then put institute behind it, and you can look put things up. And like I said, I got a whole book coming out probably on Monday. I'll be done with it tonight.
It's a physical book. It's a book.
Well, no, I'm doing this. I was gonna put it on Amazon, but I can make it a physical book, but it's gonna be an audio book first. It's already an audio book.
My dude, man, get Young Elder book, man. Get that book, man.
Well, yeah, you're gonna be able to watch the whole audio book on Monday when I put it out, right? So it ain't gonna be like something you can watch it free on YouTube when I put it out. But yeah, it's Travis Stock. That's what it's not Travis Scott, Travis Stock. Thanks for the correction,
I wanted to ask you that because you don't notice that. You hear me, Chief?
Yeah.
You hear me? The reason I wanted to ask you that, I stopped you on that part, was because do you notice how so many of our rappers go like name themselves after these psychotic ass white men, whether it be Travis Scott or how he switched the spelling up, and also look at Rockefeller, also look at Jim Jones, also look at all these rappers that we didn't even know. I didn't know that Travis Scott came from something else, and that's where he got his name from. I'm pretty sure his mama ain't named Travis Scott. So why did he name Travis Scott and then putting his music out here where he's doing rituals and sacrificing people and everything else, and we're not even knowing it, but we feeding this to our kids? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's actually, shout out Janice B in the chat. It's actually spelled like Travis Stock, like she got it spelled with the like stock, like that, right? Institute. So it's not spelled like Scott. That's my correction. But yeah, but they were doing the studying on the psychological warfare prior to the Project Paperclip. When they brought the MK Ultra over, they was using drugs. That's another thing. Of how they got us. The British Indian East Company were also the main exports and imports in opium, and they used drugs to pretty much conquer the Chinese during the Chinese wars. They did the same thing to the Vietnamese, and it seemed like to me we dealing with a Nazi party when it comes down to all this pyramid scheme and the psychological warfare and just us being attacked on a whole. It seems like to me it's a German influence, because most of the scientists that studying all the mind control, psychological warfare, they mostly German scientists. And then let's go back. I don't know if I remember telling y'all, but Hitler got the drugs from extraterrestrials called Ashtar Command. From their chief, they got a Ashtar Command. Their leader name is Shiran, and his right hand man and his head scientist name is Scotty. This is where you get beam me up, Scotty, right? For people to get high, right? They introduced crack, cocaine, freebase, right, to Hitler, and other drugs like methamphetamines, other drugs like opium, hallucinated drugs like acid. You know, they got other names for it, but it's the stuff that they say that Rodney King, I think that's his name, the guy that got beat down for like 2 hours. They said that he was on it, right, on this acid. But Hitler and them got the dope, and they came out with a Ashtar Man gave them a platform to utilize the drugs to use mind control and conquer nations. The first people that they would use it on, and this is my book too. Well, no, this is gonna be a separate. It's gonna be a separate tape, but I do break down on how Hitler used false flagging to convince the people to go to war. Right? Hitler. I'm gonna get to that too, but let me finish about the drug thing. Hitler, them sank crack. They cracked out Poland. Poland was smoking crack in the 30s and 20s, man. And it was Nubian people over there, the Bantu people. Go get a book called The German Holocaust. So he really was torturing some of the original Jewish people in that land. That they were the ones being tortured, the ones they show you on TV in all the movies. That's a false reality. They wasn't the people that were getting tortured. It was really Nubians. They bombed Nubians, and in fact, it's some people that escaped Germany down to South Africa, and now Germany is trying to pay them $1 trillion in reparations for what they did to their people. They talk about this in the German Holocaust book. But go back to Poland. When Hitler and them cracked out Poland, and it's called Operation Werewolf. You can go look this up. I got a whole breakdown on it on the AI side. It's called Operation Werewolf. Werewolf was the dude cooking the crack for Hitler, right? Because Scotty showed Werewolf how to cook the crack. Scotty was an extraterrestrial from Ashtar Command. And keep in mind, Ashtar Command is the one that created the white Aryan Brotherhood agenda. The white Brotherhood agenda. They the ones that created the white supremacy agenda coming down from the reptilians, Dragon reptilians, right? So they cracked out Poland on an Operation Werewolf. Werewolf was the one cooking the crack, and they had cracked Poland out so bad that when Hitler and them rolled into Poland with their tanks and all their guns and hot heavy equipment, and said, "We come to take over your country," right? The Poland said, "We don't give a damn about you taking over the country." Well, Werewolf said so he could cook us some crack, because the 2 weeks before they rolled in on them, they starved them out on the crack cocaine, and so they looking to get a blast. They looking to get a hit, man. They don't give a damn about you taking over no country. We don't even give a damn about eating over here. We just want to smoke some crack. So they told Hitler, man, we don't give a damn about your bazookas and all that shit, nigga. You can keep that shit, nigga. Bring us Werewolf. Bring out Werewolf, right? Yeah, Werewolf was the nigga cooking the crack. And so, boom, from that mechanism, other people, a lot of the mechanisms of control was learned from Adolf Hitler and his regime, the Third Reich regime. Yeah, and so the British picked that up. The British would have picked it up for America. Before America picked it up, the British picked up Hitler's ideology, and they took it into China. And they had 70%, especially the males who would fight and resist them in China and in Taiwan and all these areas. The males who would fight and resist them, they had them all hooked on heroin, on opium. So that by the time the British rolled in to take over, it was the same mechanism when Hitler rolled into Poland. They didn't even want to fight. So they took over the British Indian Company, East Indian Company took over China, and then they did the same thing in Venice. The Vietnamese. Then they did in Vietnam, right? Then they did the same thing when they came to over here on us, stemming down from the Travis Institute, the Travis Stock Institute. That the British learned all the information they was learning. It was an early cursor before the Project Paperclip of what they had learned from Hitler dealing with the mind control experiments.
Let me ask a
Right?
question.
Somebody remember the opium wars, huh?
So let me get this correct, because I might be misunderstood, right? You said the Ashlar Command was directly in communication with Hitler, right? And they're the ones that helped him. Yeah. So the Ashlar Command isn't. I know we say good and bad loosely, but they not on the melanated side.
No, hell no. They call themselves the Great White Brotherhood.
The Ashlar Command we talk about
the skinheads, the Nazis, all these people they got their ideology from Ashtar Command. Ashtar Command.
This why I asked you this. This why I asked you this, because originally when we're looking at words like Aryan, now this is something because you're in the historian thing, right? Like you ain't never heard the stories about Hitler being some people say Hitler was
dark skin, the original Aryan.
Some people say the true Hitler was actually melanated. There's a lot of different things. We got a damn what you call it, but they say a lot of different things when it comes to Hitler, right? And I'm trying to get understanding, because they say so many different things. I don't know what's true. I wasn't there back then. You know what I'm saying? I do know that
Hitler could have passed for a mulatto, but he was more light skinned than he was dark. Hitler, if you study some of the stuff that he was saying, he gave props to the Nubian race, especially after the Olympics, when Jesse Owens dusted his superior. Hitler spent years building up a superior white race, the same ideology as Yaku. Matter of fact, Ashtar Command, from what Doc said, had time travel technology, and they, in order to advance their race on the planet and put their race in the front of us on the planet, they use time travel devices to go back and get into Yaku's head and tell Yaku to create a superior white race. Sound familiar? Hitler, they got in Hitler's head, told Hitler to create a superior white race. Now, the Aryans, the original Aryans, are dark-skinned Hindus, right? The Dravidians, they got straight hair. They would matter. Some of them jet black as my shirt, right? They were avatars. Yeah, they were avatars. Yeah, they got some of them, and then some of them were dark skin with blonde hair, and that's the originals. They call the Proconians. And you can see them in some of their ancestors, descendants in South America. They born with dark skin. Some of them got blue eyes and yellow hair.
But you see what I'm asking now, right? We just went to the originals. You see what I just asked you? You just went to the originals. That's what I was saying. If the original Aryans are, even though they're not 9-ethers, they're 6-ethers, they're still melanated, then how did they translate into a pure white race? How did they translate that into their minds that it was turned this to the blonde hair and blue eyes if the original Aryans are melanated?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know how with Ashtar Command's agenda. I'll tell you what. This is what I come up with. So like I say, the Proconians, they really don't got. They got actually woolly hair. They actually got like woolly blonde hair, right? They don't got straight hair. Now what happens is they start birthing albinos amongst them, right? And truly, these albino race is still the middlemans, and the original Aryans, the dark skinned ones, are the ones puppeting these lighter skinned people that's calling themselves Aryans. The original ones are the puppet masters of they use them as what they call a scapegoat, right? So the dark skinned black nobles, they hide in the background. You don't even really know their name, and they use the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, these guys as their front man and face man to take the fall. So it's like a LLC or something. You know what I'm saying? a lot like a L, like they got them like a LLC, so you can't sue, you can't come at the dark skin Aryans personally. You got to go at the guys they sinning, and so we blaming the white man this, but it's really those guys are really just front man. So Hitler.
It's crazy. Before I let these questions get you, because you already know you in the building. And when elders and I forget, but the chat going crazy. They got some comments. One of the brothers said, "Check out Hellboy." I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't watch Hellboy because one night I watched it and I kind of felt energy coming. Like they really working for different things. I felt the energy come through the TV screen one time. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't watch Hellboy 2, but I know there's a lot of occult symbolism in that. Two, this daughter, she had an amazing statement. Hold on one second.
Go ahead.
Give me 1 second. She said, "Why can't white people have their atrocities? Black people got to be behind everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It can't be just those white people." And I be feeling the same thing sometimes. Like we so quick to put our blame on ourselves and everything else, and we kind of wash. We kind of. I've noticed one thing when it comes to Comorios and everybody else, they try to black wash everything. It was Christopher Columbus was a black man. Everybody was black now. All of a sudden. All the bad things that they do were saying there was the dirty Moors, like we don't believe that these crackers did nothing. How, like, what are we doing right now? Are we trying to exempt them from their evil things that they've done because it wasn't too long ago?
They just guilty.
It wasn't too long ago when they were raping our women, raping our boys, killing our women. Look up Mary Turners, look up all these different people. Like we talk about certain things, but there's a lot of different black women known and unknown, black men known and unknown, black children known and unknown, that these people been eating forever. As long as they've been on the planet, they've been eating folks. We don't want to talk about that though. But why is it that we exempt them and we always point fingers at ourselves? That's what the question was. That was a great question.
Hey, look, so like this is the thing. We ain't exempting them. We've been always on their ass. We've been always on the white man ass for a minute. We just never pointed out the niggas that was pupping them. We ain't never talk about the niggas puppeting them. We always talk about the guys. We always said the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the 13 families. All them guys is white guys. So we always been at them. But we just coming on to the point of the black nobility and the, hey, hold on, why the Pope kissing these guys' shoes? And the Pope is a white guy. Why is a white guy bowing to some Africans? And then we find out, oh shit, these guys are the part of the high table. That the whole time they've been using the white guy as a scapegoat, like I'm saying. But it ain't like that. We letting the white guy off. He just as guilty as his master, right? He's the dog. He's the dog, the sickum dog. Like so, the master been sicking his dog. They master been sicking their dog on us. Right, so just go back when they were sicking the dogs on us during the 60s, right? It's the same thing. These dirty Moors sick their dogs on us, and so we ain't taking no blame out the white man. They all in the same boat together, right? We gonna get it. We gonna finger him and his master. Right?
I say, yo,
hell yeah, because you think like let me say this, Orisha. You think some suckers who crawled around on all fours in the cave and was eating raw meat didn't even know how to use fire? They didn't even know how to dress. Didn't even know how to take a bath or shave their body because they had hair all over their body. You think that they came out the cave and conquered us by themselves? No, man. It was our own people that helped them.
Now, when we say our own people, we gotta be careful with that one. Hey, I'm glad you said something about this a long time ago, right? And we've been talking about this for a while, studying it. And we said this is strong, right? And then I passed by the Shrine place over here in Tallahassee, and they got that same symbol on the top of the thing with the same black man face on there. So they literally saying they up under the black man. And I'm like, damn, they wearing the fez and everything, wearing they kicking their little fez thing and all that. And I'm looking at them, I'm like I want to knock it down because I got the white man under it, but on the top of their hat, they got the black man on it. So shit, it makes sense. Go ahead.
They got that's a part of the ancient craft of Amun Ra. That's Amun Ra on the top of that piece. That's Murdoch. Murdoch is Amun Ra, and it's what it is. It's called the Ancient Mystic Order, right? And it goes back to the Ancient Mystic Order of Melchizedek. That's the original order which is all of them stem from. So they holding that sword to is the penalty. It's a penalty. Your head to be chopped off if you reveal the secret. What's the secret? That ancient Egypt is in America. That the original ancient Egyptians are dark-skinned people. That like the ancient land of Israel is in America. That these are the secrets that they know, that they got a sword over their head not to reveal these secrets. And they walk around with our feds on their head. And they walk around with our feds on their head, and they know that most of the ancient sciences and ancient a lot of the ancient information is coming out of Kemet. It's coming out of ancient Kemet. So they essentially claim to protect some of these secrets. We don't think they got no secrets because Dr. Malachi York already put all the information out in a book called "Let's Set the Record Straight."
I see.
And I believe that's what got him arrested.
No, most definitely. Noble Drew Ali, Malachi York, you know what I'm saying? Several of them. They've been Elijah Muhammad, you know what I'm saying? They all have their faults in their own little ways, but they did put the truth out there first. So we're not gonna what they say, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We're not gonna throw it. We're gonna apply the information. Don't, you know what I'm saying? We always worry about the messenger. Did you hear the message? Did you read all those Malachi York books? Did you everything they talk about now? He was talking about 20 years, 25 years ago.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, while we wait for the elders to come in tonight, no, that's a great topic, man. That's you said so much. That's why I be trying to slow you down, because I gotta ask questions sometimes to make this shit make sense.
You know, some too. That, like I say, so we gotta just do the ideology on Hitler. Somebody said about the boys in Brazil. That's about the cloning. When they was cloning Hitler, they made like 70 clones of Hitler. But like I said, that drug mechanism, because it plays a part into
now when you say when you said I was taught that it was crystal meth. You already know the crystal technology, crystal meth is what he was using over there, because you got to realize coke. I don't really see where you were saying when they brought it down from the Asgard command with the coke, because to make crack coke been around since forever. You know what I'm saying? Way before Hitler.
No, they didn't bring down and give him. They didn't give him cocaine. We grew cocaine in South America. I'm talking about they gave him the formula for freebase. The formula. See, he didn't have the formula. Well, you mix the baking soda with the coke, right? So we weren't mixing it with no coke. All we was doing is chewing the leaves. We wasn't even really making it into powder form, into the the Anunnakis really was doing it. But we really, all we did is what we was chew the coca leaf as like a coffee or something. When Hitler and them took it to Germany, and when they got the formula, that's when they start busting down and making the pills and shit and making the powder and the crack cocaine. And they gave them, like I said, they gave Hitler the formula for a freebase, right? The formula. They scientists. They also gave him a shitload of other drugs, and they gave him technology for his crap for the UFOs that they were doing, and the Bell technology. And they tried to give Hitler time travel. They were working on that. That's what the Bell really was, is dealing with time travel technology. And the government got it. The Operation Looking Glass. The government got the technology. Our government. It's called Operation Looking Glass, and they've been using it. Well, they stopped using it because that's what they say. They stopped using it because when they was going into looking into the future, all the scenarios came out to be the same, no matter how they looked at it, and they couldn't alter even if they tried to alter the scenario right now, it's still the calculation still can't, like say if like on the end number that comes out is always the same. No matter how they tried to alter the present, it didn't change the future. The future prediction was always the same. That's dealing with I got a tape on it. It's called Operation Looking Glass. It's in the School for Generals playlist. But going back to that crack though, like I said, they cracked out Poland. They opium out. The British picked up that format, brought it over here. Look, in 1945, when Project Paperclip, when they brought over his crew, they brought the freebasing formula, right? But they didn't even know what it was. They were focusing on mind control, MK Ultra, and then later, about around 1970. one of the scientists said, "Man, we gotta pull this off the shelf. We can use this against the blacks." And what they did is they then opened up another research center at UCLA in LA, and they start testing the crack cocaine on monkeys and all the other drugs that Hitler brought, like meth. We've been having methamphetamines, crystal meth, for thousands of years. We called it serpentine fire. And the pharaohs and scientists over in ancient Kemet used to give it to the people, the workers, the slaves, so that they could work all night and all day. Look, I had a homeboy used to do this shit, man, white boy. And this dude had a Camaro, one of them 71 Camaros. Look, nigga, I went over his house one like at 6 o'clock at night, and we drank a beer. And he had his car broke all down into the screws, every single screw, every single bolt, the whole fucking motor, the motor was took apart. Even the motor was took apart, and it was all sitting in little parts in his garage. And he said, "Man, by tomorrow I'm gonna have all this put together. I'm gonna be driving it to work, nigga. We got to be working at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's 6 o'clock at night."
Let's talk about young.
Said, nigga, how the hell? Look. So look, the next day, I swear to God, nigga, the next day, this nigga driving that car to work, and this time I didn't know he do meth, right? So when I asked him, I say, "How the hell you put that car together, nigga?" Like that nigga shit was in screws. That shit was all in. Nigga, the gas tank, everything was broke down. He said, "Man, I do that shit." He said, "I do that shit. That shit, nigga. What's that shit? Crystal meth." Yeah, man. He said he do crystal meth, man.
So let me ask you something, because you made a great point. Now I hate to say this, but you made a great point, and not justifying it one way or the other. Like they don't even make crack like they used to. Because back in the day, you get a crackhead something. He can fix your cable. He can fix your car, cut your grass. He was productive. They wanted to do that, and they wanted to work for that. Now. We need to have. We're gonna have this conversation. I know it sounds a little crazy. What is it about crack and crystal meth that's activating their mind to do more than the average motherfucker that think they smart, that think they all this and that, but can't even do half of what these people do?
Well, what it is, you don't really need crystal meth or crack, because what it does is every drug is like a musical instrument, and all it does.
You ever seen somebody climb up a light pole climb up a light pole and fix the cable and climb back down?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's a heart. Your body and your brain release hormones when you do drugs. Like when you smoke weed, it releases dopamine. Dopamine stimulates pleasure, relief, right? Even for pain, you got certain hormones that release in your brain. Another hormone that comes actually from your adrenaline gland. And this is what the methamphetamines. When you hit the methamphetamines, it releases dopamine and a combination of oxytocin and a combination of adrenaline. So the adrenaline, man, look, you remember when Scarface got shot? He got shot like 100 times. He's still talking shit because the adrenaline. A lot of people survive and live through extreme conditions because their adrenaline kick in. You ever heard of goosebumps? Like when when you get goosebumps and these different things, this is different hormones being released in the body. Now, what if you can adrenaline naturally release in several incidents? Like, say, if you get into a situation where you feel like in fear for your life, your brain automatically tell your adrenaline gland to release adrenaline. Now, or when you in your dream state and you in a dream where you feeling like you about to fall off a cliff, some people actually fall off a cliff in their dream and don't wake up. But adrenaline kicks in when you falling while you sleep. Adrenaline kicks in and it wake you up. It'll wake you up. When you ever been asleep and you wake up, but you can't. It's like you already downloaded it all the way to your body. Like say, like man, I hear somebody moving. Like you hear somebody moving in your house and you asleep, but you hear him. Then you try to like wake up, but it take you a while. It take you a while. You know why? Because you're downloading back into the body. You leave your body every night when you go to sleep and go to the higher realms. Now, weed could cut you off from going a certain level because some people that smoke weed don't have dreams that much.
I don't.
But if you, yeah, you don't have dreams. But if you start smoking, your ass gonna get a shitload of dreams rolling in on you, crashing in on you at one time.
Right there. That goes back to people make choices, right?
Yeah.
Some people smoke it so they can stop dreaming, so they can just have a peaceful sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the catch-22 shit. We know exactly what we're doing. Some people smoke crack because they know exactly. The dude said he smoked crystal meth because he was willing to do that thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that shit, you're saying we getting downloads every night. How many downloads can you get? Let me shut this shit down real quick. You know what I'm saying? I need to decipher the last information they put. We got a lot of great comments in here, man. Somebody said, why do all the pastor wives and politicians wear pearls? And pearl's not really a crystal, but it's an organism, a living organism inside of it's like an oyster that classify against damn, I can't break down the science of it. Classifies the invasive species inside of an oyster, and it turns into a pearl. So you got black pearls and everything else. Now the only reason they do that is because we've been doing that. Like back in the day, especially when you look at India, they're very into stone technology, things of that nature. Most of the time, women were pearls up until it was a queen that broke that and said, "Yo, the women gonna wear pearls now." But it was mostly the Naga men that was wearing all pearls. It represented currency, the current and the sea. It represented the sea flow. You know what I'm saying? Energy. The pearl is for like healing, protection. That's why you always see a turtle, a dragon, or a frog with a pearl. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, that is right. Q wins. That is right. Some of them do dream. It just depends on how much they. I don't know. Like it depends on. I don't know if it's the tolerance. I don't know. It's like everybody's different, right? So some people do dream because when I smoked, I had dreams. I would say I have dreams every now and then, right? When I was smoking, and I used to smoke down there half a pound a week. You know what I'm saying? Tell you straight gas.
Those dreams. One thing about it, sometimes them dreams they'll come through so hard, like you said. Where it's kind of you snatching yourself. We gotta snatch your soul back into your body. That don't always. You got and you wake up and you're like you said, adrenaline. You named it.
Yeah.
But some of them dreams. That's how I got into the coins. I had a dream about a coin, and it was a woman. I got the coin now actually, and I'd never seen the coin before. But I just saw this black woman holding a baby on her back, and I woke up and I looked at my wife, and it was like, I gotta find this coin. I was gonna make this coin. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I got to doing. We'd make them now, but that's when I said because I couldn't find it, so I said we're gonna start putting our own faces on these coins and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
That's Queen Khalifa right there.
Yeah, that's Queen Khalifa. But we're gonna put the one I saw. I just need to find the right copper round or silver round, and we're gonna put it with a black with a baby on her back, like strapped to her back. And
that's Tactical Wheel. That's Ben York's son on her back. Ben York's son. Tactical Wheel was from the Shoshone. She was a Shoshone chieftain from a woman's chieftain from the Shoshone, and she the one that helped Lewis and Clark now on the Lewis and Clark expedition when they were still in our land.
I see. Yeah, that's they were saying, put your cash up, young elder, because we talk a lot about Malachi York and everything else, and they were doing all that.
It's going by that. Yeah.
Oh man, appreciate
it. Hey, how you do that? Get it roll across the screen like that.
And holla at Goddess Moot. See in the back screen, Goddess Moot pop up if you want to pop up while we're waiting on the goddesses. You most definitely can pop up.
We need to question the goddesses. Bring them on. That's what this is about. Because I want to ask the OG Yemi about shadow work. Shadow work. Hey, how you doing, priestess? What do you know about shadow work? Because we trying to learn about shadow work.
You got
anything on shadow work?
Yeah. Well, my practice in shadow work has been more like forcing myself to go into those areas that we least likely enjoy or think that we find ourselves in a lot of resistance towards. So a lot of people, there are different ways to go through getting through your shadow work, getting through those things that just keep eating you up, on the inside and so forth. But all in all, it's one of those where you just take it to the next level. You walk through your journey. You walk through what you're dealing with internally, emotionally, mentally, and so on and so forth. You write it down. You might write down what it is and then what you want that outcome to become, right? Or that outcome to be. And you hold that intention for it. Some people will take it and put some salt on it or something like that, burn it, or they might take it and rip it up and then go drive somewhere on the highway and throw it out there so all the car tires can, I've heard a lot of different things that can, go on in order to break that. But it's really one where you take your mental, your emotional, your right now, and shift it in that moment. You know how they say, walk, stand straight up and walk flat foot, say what you mean and mean what you say. Shifting your whole mindset is the way to make that happen. To work through anything that's coming at you that you might find yourself resisting. But yeah, I got you in rolling across the screen here, as opposed to posting it on there so everybody can get that 411
You
as
can
y'all
do
go
it
through with your
on
conversation.
StreamYard. You can do that on StreamYard.
I'm on screen. I'm in Orisha Stone space, so I'm able to make these adjustments as y'all go through. I'm in the background doing what I do.
Oh yeah, you're doing a good job.
Please introduce yourself. I want to be
Some people when you say Orisha.
my bad. I didn't want to be rude. We just brought it on. Please introduce yourself. Who are you and what do you represent, guys?
I'm Priestess Moot Mayat Nefer Habibullah of the Mimic Priesthood. I know y'all are familiar with High Priestess Ma'idem Makaru. Amen. We work closely together in ensuring that everything that you're receiving in Mimic at melanatedimmortals.com, okay, that everything that you are receiving there is getting you to your next on top of your next. And I hold the mission of Mimic so deep in my heart, in my mind space that to support Orisha Stone, brother Orisha Stone, right here in this space, it's like that extra on top of the extra, that cherry on top, of getting the word out. Because we as melanin dominant, we've been, well, we're not any longer as long as we're coming into spaces like this and what we have for melanated immortals, having our elders in the space to continue to help us wake up, but that mission uh, to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population, which is what we are talking about right here and right now in this space, is the place to be in. We're in the right space. And so when we show up for ourselves, when we show up for the universe, we're doing just that. We're shifting everything. We're taking this, way off scale if you want to, because that's what we were created to do. It's just remembering that that is what we were created to do, you know?
For sure.
So I just give thanks to you, Brother Orisha. I do the graphic works. I've been working with him now, what, 1 week, maybe a week?
And upgraded already.
to help him, spruce up some things is what I'm passionate about because I am Kin 178. Those of you who have been introduced to the cosmology and the archetypes, and that's the white solar mirror. So I I create. My challenge and my gift is the artist, the star archetype, right? And so using my gifts and my abilities to take us to wherever it is that we need to be through the visuals, I'm gonna tell you that's like then it's like right there. That's like right there. So give thanks, for this time, this opportunity. If you want to reach out to me for some services, by all means, I am available. My email is freereality@yahoo.com. That's FREEREALITY. Okay. And just reach out, send me an email, let me know if I can do anything to help you with your businesses, be it flyers or business cards, websites, and so on and so forth. With the graphic arts, I'm available to you. So definitely reach out to me. Come on to Mimic any given time, learn more, be more of who you were created to be, and we're going to make some things happen. Ashe.
I say you home now. We got I got his I'ma set in. So we'll go ahead and introduce her to the tribe. She's a big high priestess herself. Thank you, priestess move. We're going you home now, so you make yourself comfortable.
I say.
I say. Peace, I'ma say how you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Oh, here we go with this again.
I can hear you.
I
You can't hear
can't
me?
hear you. God Almighty.
Yo, Elder, I'm about to get some people, I'm about to do a call real quick. Go ahead. Hey, real quick though, when you were talking about
Yeah, I got a question for
yeah, thank you, Goddess. She's fixing her stuff because she's calling me right now. She about to come right back in, right? Real quick, when they say the weed or certain things slow us down, right? But are we the cigar chief Indians? Weren't we smoking this when we in our indigenous phase? Touch on that.
Let me tell you why I wonder why it's echoing like that bad. But yeah, the weed thing now though is different, man. They didn't engineer and poison the shit. We were smoking straight herbs from the ground that we grew. Now they growing it in laboratories and they didn't crossbreed it with opium, right? So you really smoking heroin. Like people don't gotta believe me, but you really smoking heroin. That's why you have cold sweats when you try to quit. You had a cold sweat. So we ain't smoking the same shit no more. This shit, they weaponize our shit. Now, if you growing your own smoke, you know what I'm saying? That's different. But even they didn't hybridize the seeds, right? Yeah, so that's what you smoking now. And that's why it's so addictive. And they spraying fentanyl on some of the weed. It depends on where you're getting it from, right? But for the most thing, you smoking a hybridized crossbreed between opium and original Hindu Kush. The original strands, it was only 3 original strands, and those 3 original strands is called Sativa. Really, it was only 2: the Sativa and Indica, right? And pretty much all the shit you smoke is from those 2 strands, or a crossbreed between those 2 strands. A crossbreed between the indica and the sativa would be the hybrid does, right? The hybrid is a crossbreed. The sativa smoke is for the head high. The indica is for the body high. This were the 2 strands, and they only had, they had zest. Zest was the hybrid. Then they had it was orange. They had orange zest, red zest, like the old heads that used to smoke when they had the pouches, right? My dad and them used to smoke the pouches. Used to be able to get a pouch, which was probably like a 7 today for like $10. Rigid though, they smoking rigid. But now the government, then that's why they're legalizing it now, because they got it weaponized. And it's the same thing I was just telling you about the Adolf Hitler shit, when Adolf Hitler drug Poland out. When they heroined out China. It's the same shit. Shout out Wesley Muhammad, man, because he did a good breakdown on it. Now let me give you the backstory before they came, right? Shout out to the sister Elohim. I see you, sister. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So they weaponized it, man, and it's the same right now. What happens when they first came over here, when the colonizers came, we had it over here, we called it wacky tobacco, right? Wacky tobacco. But it was rigid, right? It was rigid. What you call them back in, I don't even know where you can find no rigid now. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I don't know who got no rigid. But yeah, they don't got nothing but this loud, and this they call it loud, right? And when some shit loud, that's blowing your eardrum out. Listen what I'm saying, y'all. Listen what I'm saying. But what I'm gonna give you the backstory on it. So when these colonizers came over here, we had the wacky tobacco, and the TAC is stand for 2 hours of consciousness, where you can travel off the smoke, right? The Native American, amongst our tribes, we had what they call a medicine man, and the medicine man had a peace pipe, and you weren't supposed to smoke a whole blunt. And look up the word blunt, by the way. The word blunt means not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Go look it up. It means not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Let's try
So
it
you're
again.
smoking cigars and you blunting yourself out. You making your short-term memory cells burning out, right? I'm telling you, man. By smoking that shit and certain things, right? But it standing for 2 hours of consciousness. And what we used it for is peace, to make peace amongst our tribe and other tribes. So what happened is the medicine man, say like me and you, Orisha, we was part of our same tribe and we got into it. Well, when we got into it, the medicine man and the chief would send 2 strong braves of our tribe to come retrieve us as the sun going down, and we would all meet up in the chief teepee. And the medicine man would pull out the peace pipe. He would put the shit on the peace pipe, just like you got right there, right? And we would puff, puff, pass. We wouldn't hit it more than 2 times. It was a puff. That's where they come from. Puff, pass. And then once everybody passed it around, the chief, everybody hit it, then we began to talk out our differences. And usually after we hit the shit, we was like, man, what we beefing for anyway? We dapped up, hugged up. It was over. Right? It wasn't that to it after we hit the priest grass. And then this also went on amongst tribes where 2 chiefs that had, or what 2 tribes had a discretion. The medicine mans would meet up, the chiefs would meet up, they would hit the shit, pass it around. Once everybody hit it, they would begin to talk out what's the problem. And usually they come to once everybody's high and lit, they say, oh man, they laughing and kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Right after that. So that's what we used it for. But when the colonizers, John Smith and John Rolfe, John Rolfe is the one they put on Pocahontas, right? Pocahontas was a Parliament princess on our for the Iroquois Confederation and the Powhatan tribe in Virginia. Her dad was over 5 different tribes. He was a Parliament chief. And so when they came amongst us, we let them hit the shit. And when they hit this shit, they went back and told the other in Jamestown, all the other colonizers, that these Native Americans, these indigenous people, got some wacky stuff that's called, they would start calling it wacky tobacco, right? They got some stuff that make you horny and it make you happy and feel all good inside, and that's really the dopamine, right? Because the dopamine. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get back on it. But the elders,
Yeah, go ahead. I pretty much said what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
No, I appreciate you holding it down. And speaking of which, because this I ain't even smoking what you call it anyway. I smoked this tobacco, and OJ Yemi sent it to me. This is actually a grandfather herb. Hold on one second. But she put me on this, and it was actually helped me to get off smoking weed so much. And it's real strong. It helped, you know what I'm saying? It helped the answers come through. But with no further ado, OJ Yemi and the elders of the night.
Awesome. Greetings.
How you doing, OJ Yemi? Please introduce yourself to the tribe.
Thankful and grateful. How are you doing, Nabi?
I can't complain about nothing. Can you please introduce yourself to the tribe, just in case they don't know?
I am a daughter of the mothers. I am sacred and divine. I am OJ Yemi. Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can. Got us. And where are you from?
I am originally from Oak Ridge, Louisiana. I'm in Chicago, Illinois right now.
I say. And High Priestess, I'm gonna say, how are you doing tonight?
I am well. All is well, my brother. How are you tonight?
I can't complain about anything. Any day above ground is a blessed day. I'm gonna say, please introduce to the people that don't know, we on your elders channel tonight. So I wanted to introduce the elders of the night, most definitely, because we were talking about, we get all this information from the elders. We're bringing the elders out, and that's cool. And we talk to the elders, but are we really listening, taking heed to the elders? And y'all are giving us information. How can we apply this information to our life? If somebody be like, yo, we just talking to hear ourselves talk. But right now we actively utilizing this information in our life. OJ Yemi and Goddess Mayat actually taking time to counsel with my daughter.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? With that whole matriarch classic counsel with my daughter. So tonight I wanted to bring the goddesses on to talk about things that whatever y'all want to talk about. Me and your elder hold space for y'all tonight. Please introduce yourself to the tribe. And tell us where you're from.
Absolutely. I'm a High Priestess Set. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, and I am now residing in Atlanta, or a suburb of Atlanta, Roswell, Georgia. Um, I'm just on the spiritual path, doing what spiritual people do, and that's to help our community, help our people, evolve, and whatever I can bring to the table from my experiences. I've raised two grandchildren and a beautiful daughter, so I know a little bit about life. I came from the projects of Chicago, and so when you can take your experiences and change your life and discipline in a different way, so that you can communicate those to people who's on the path, looking for a better way. And there is a better way. And we don't have to feel less than because we are better than. And so that's what I'm here to just tell my melanated brothers and sisters, that you are more than enough. Love is to show up. If we show up, we're going to get it. Because the time and hour has changed. It's a new dispensation. We in a new age, right? The I know. You can say you don't know, but we telling you. That's why y'all have podcasts. I'm not familiar with all of what the internet has to say, but because the season and time has come where it's a platform where we can reach more people to tell them that they can live and don't have to die, that they are sovereign and that they can claim their birthright and they have the right to their God source to walk in their truth. So that's where we are tonight. And whenever my sister called me, I'm there. Trust. As they used to say in the hood, I strap up. So I'm here and glad to be able to meet everyone on the call tonight. Thank you so much for having me.
I would
Yo,
say, can you open with prayer, please?
see.
Absolutely. I like to do the Egungun prayer. And so it goes like this. I salute the enlightened divine feminine forces of nature, earth, water, fire, and air. I call forth the enlightened ancestor grandmothers. Call forth the enlightened ancestors who are healers, energy workers, prayer warriors, providers, warriors, those who did what was necessary to maintain the bloodline, those who knew how to navigate through life regardless of the circumstances. Thank you for life. Thank you for your support, sacrifice, and love. Thank you for all that you have done for your loved ones and bloodline. Hear us. We need access to your wisdom, your spiritual power to guide us. Please help us to navigate through life, through the day, through the night, through the hour. Break the cycles of inherited sickness, dis-ease, affliction, trauma, curses, mental illness, depression, pain, and shame of family secrets. Please heal our wounds. Protect the most vulnerable. Please heal and free us from unhealthy addictions and give us the willpower to gain mastery over the triggers to our unhealthy addictions. Please don't leave us at the mercy of life. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Oh,
I
Ashe,
see.
Ashe,
The
Ashe.
best of all this. I see.
Good questions. Whenever I can get mine
No,
now.
I'm
Go ahead.
about to pass the mic to you. I was just about to say, I'm about to pass the mic. I had to give OJ Yemi her flowers real quick, and I'm gonna send her flowers. OJ Yemi actually was the one that put it in my mind to even start doing lives with you in the first place. She the ones were like, "Yo, you need to get on there with Young Elder." I started checking you out. I was like, "Yeah, let's rock out." And shit, that's the rest of the history from there. So most definitely, I want to introduce you, OJ Yemi, Young Elder, OJ Yemi. Go ahead, Chief.
Nice to meet you, young elder.
Yes, ma'am. Nice to meet you too. I got a whole bunch of questions. My first question, since y'all from Chicago, we know that Noble Drew Ali, Noble Drew Ali, Larry Hoover, Jeff Fort, all these guys, was in Chicago. It's a lot of stuff dealing around Chicago.
yes.
Some people say it was called a Stanky Onion before it was called Chicago. What do you think the significance of Chicago by all of these powerful people, even Freddie Hampton before they murdered him? He was one of the powerful leaders of the Black Panthers. it's been a lot of powerful leaders coming out of Chicago, and it seems like to me they are really focused in on keeping Chicago from the rise up of the people the Nubians in Chicago, whether it be the Conatel Pro operations. They were focused on harder than anybody on that area, dealing with the gangster disciples, the GDs, all this. What are your take on why they so focused in on Chicago and all these the great mother incarnating all of these beings to work out of Chicago and even the Nation of Islam, right? But go ahead. What did you get on that?
We do know that this is indigenous land, right? We do
Yes,
know
ma'am.
we walk this earth, we walk this land in Chicago. We
Yes, ma'am.
built Chicago.
Yes, ma'am.
This is indigenous. There's pyramids and mounds and ley lines here. So you actually think they want us to have this? Do you actually think that they would allow us? So quite naturally, I'm going to put up every distraction. I'm going to put up everything that I can to make this appear to be something that is really not. It's not only Chicago. Let's do New York. Let's do Cali. Anywhere in a major city where there's pyramids and mounds and ley lines, they will never allow. They will never allow the truth to be known or to be seen. They're not going to tell you it's pyramids here. They're not going to tell you that the indigenous people built Chicago. Right here in the city of Chicago, there were thriving melanated communities.
The World's Fair cover up in Chicago.
Yes.
Founded
So,
by a black man, supposed,
yes.
you know, just
We
a
are
lot.
melanated, but we are magnificent. We have, you
Yes.
know, I hear this word superpowers. It's in our mitochondria. It's in our DNA. So
My
we
next.
are,
Go ahead. Go
we are
ahead.
great. We don't have superpowers. It's innate. It's the innate knowing of who we are. So greatness comes everywhere. There's a Mecca here. There's a community here. There's an
Yep.
energy so powerful here that they are afraid of it.
Yes.
They're using psychological warfare on the youngsters. They saying
Yes.
with the Chirac, they call it Chirac, meaning like it's a
Well, you know
war
what?
zone.
Guess what,
Go ahead.
young elder? You know what that is, right? That's so
What
people
is
can think it's so bad here that they won't
They will
come here.
come. Yeah.
But are
Wow.
they leaving? They're not leaving.
And
Nope.
Do
and
you know
name
they're
is
taking the inner
character.
city back?
Mm-hmm.
Mayor Daley and his before his son even came in office, there's a blueprint or plan where they came back to take the inner city. The water. Do you know how many waters? Magnificent waters are in? We got the Chicago River.
Yes.
We got the Michigan, Lake Michigan. We're surrounded by water. So when you're surrounded by water, do you know how powerful your city is?
Right. Dang, I ain't think about that.
The
Yes, there's
Great
all
Lakes
kind
run right
of thank
together.
you. We're surrounded by waters. Do you know how many inlet and roads there are
Hmm.
to get here? So you think about that. Wherever there's water, there's power.
That's right. That's right. My next
There's so many
question.
ways so many streets and roads to get into Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago, the stinky onion. And then I did hear people say, "Oh, Chicago really is the mecca of it's the mecca of the West, right?" They say the
It
mecca over
is.
there.
It
Yeah, they say
is.
Chicago is a mecca. Now, what does that mean? Because you talk about that's like I think Chicago was a point because what you saying surrounded by water. I think it was a point where we met up and it was high level officials and high level chiefs on the land. They used to meet up in Chicago. That's what I feel like because it's a lot of chiefs, man, that come out of that area that those
Mm-hmm.
Very
chiefs was
powerful.
either
One
killed
thing, your
or
elder.
lost or murdered. Go ahead.
One thing, your elder. The guy just said the power of the water. That water comes from the Mississippi River, right? All those chiefs come from Mississippi, just to let you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's right.
go ahead though.
That's right. That's right. If you study even David Boxtel, all of them, if
All of them from Mississippi.
they travel from Mississippi.
Chunky,
Yeah.
Chunky from
Yeah.
Louisiana, Hoover,
Yeah.
all of them, they from right there in Mississippi. Go ahead though.
Yeah, who was from Mississippi too. And they went to Chicago. See, so it's got to be something with Chicago. Why they trying to make it like, oh, it's Iraq, it's ground zero. You don't want to go there, man. You want to don't even move in there. And then they trying to gentrify certain parts of it where they trying to get buy all the community up, the foreigners, and then make the rent so high to where our people who are indigenous right there to that land, they can't even afford it because it's like so high. So it's definitely a psychological game, a financial game going on in Chicago. I think Chicago is one of the richest cities in the north. You know
But
what I'm
they
saying?
can't get rid of us. They can't.
Mhm.
They can't. They can buy up all the land. They can do whatever they want to do. But we have a force here that's so powerful. Doesn't make a difference what they do. There's a group of young black brothers, and it's led by this. They call it Unity. These young
Mhm.
black guys, young black brothers, young black, should I say, brethren, sons, have gotten together through selling drink. They're going from neighborhood to neighborhood, east, west, north, south, giving out clothes, giving out drinks, giving out food, giving out toys. So you see, this what the Gil Scott Heron says, that the should I say the what word did he use? Will never be televised. See, we're doing things in Chicago. They're just not gonna announce it.
Mhm.
So you see, they use, how should I say, people to build a recreation center, but you improve a neighborhood. So when you improve the neighborhood, you improve the taxes. The people who
Mhm.
live there won't be able to afford their housing because the taxes are going to go up. Where you see a group of young black sons doing something, why wouldn't you invest that currency into helping them?
Right.
So you see, there is movement here. We have people going to the water doing baptismals.
I say
Mhm. That's
very
interesting too.
We have people who are doing ritual work every plasma to make this city great. So they might say that it's Chirac, but once again, that's a distraction, right? And if
Mm-hmm.
people buy into that distraction, that mean they won't come here. But I'll tell you what, they're not leaving. So if they're not leaving, how bad could Chirac be? I don't even like to use
Right.
that word.
And this the thing
That's make
about
makes sense.
words. That's like casting a spell. So if you buy into a label, I was taught that name is character. So I would never say that word about the city that I come to love and know very powerful, and so many powerful, whether it was Jesse Jackson, the Black stuff, the Black Panthers, whoever came out of Chicago, Mayor, um, the first Black
Harold
woman
Washington.
minister, Reverend Dr. Coleman, so many Black individuals, because you know what? We hit the ground. We
Yes.
hit the ground. We bread basket before it was Operation Push. We were a part of something that was something. I remember, having to go and get the lunch box from the Black Panthers. I'm a baby of the
Sure.
'60s, and they taught us. They started teaching us African songs, kumbaya, what certain things meant, giving me a new identity instead of just shooting and all the stuff that they try to make us believe Chicago was and what the Black Panthers were. Lunch, teaching, love, unity with the children in the community, to love one another. They want us to be afraid of each other. See, if I'm afraid of you, then I don't want to be around you. And so then I can bring anything into your community I choose to, because you're not you're not standing together. It's back to that whole community thing. If I was leave my mother's house and it come to be dark, you can guarantee 10 people was going to meet me before I ever got to my doorstep and tell me that my mother has been looking for me. That is what community looks like. We look
That's
out
it.
for each other, but they want us to be afraid to say, to look at your neighbor, to say anything to your neighbor. We're not going to be that. We're not going to allow you, whatever you selling, we ain't buying. And that's one
Ashe.
thing I have to say about some of the neighborhoods in Chicago. They never were able to do that. And the ministers, used to be a place, I don't care what sector you came from, what you believed in, the religion, they would let these politicians come in there. I don't care if it was Daley, Podoliak, whoever was running, that ran the machine, they would let us know. They didn't tell you who to vote for, but they gave you something to know what Proposition 9 is, what's going to affect your check. We don't have that leadership anymore that help young men or give them jobs waiting for them when they get out of the summer program so that they could give back to the community. They knew exactly what they was doing when they started wiping all that stuff away so that we wouldn't have nothing to do but just take from each other. Because where else you gonna take it from? You go down the street, you going to jail. No real crook want to go to jail. So that's why you get black on black crime, because they don't care what we do to each other. So we have to care what we do to each other. And that's why we don't mind coming on the show saying, listen, old school, old gangster way works. The stuff they teaching you now that it's okay. You don't have to be concerned, about this and that, and everybody's your friend. No, they don't. They don't love you. They tolerate us because we are the ones, as she said, this is our land. We built this, and they know they don't have a new idea. They know they don't have another option. We get everything they do, they steal. Whether it was a patent for an invention or anything that we needed to do to better something. You took the breakfast program that the Black Panthers was doing and did what? Took it to school, killed them out, and then start offering free meals, or discounted breakfast services. You have to take everything and put your stamp on it. But you know what? Those days are over, and we don't have to worry about what happened then, because we know a new day and a new time and a new hour is here. And the matriarchs are back. They're not coming. They are here. Me and OJ have been praying way before you all began to start talking about mothers. And so this is answered prayer. That's why she is a vital part of everything that comes out about the matriarchs, because she has been doing the work when nobody else was interested. And she asked me, and I said, you know what? If they talking to you and they say the time and hour is now, we pray. We get a few, they leave, they come, we stay. And here we are. And now we see the shift is happening, because the more we connect to the cosmos, the more we connect to each other, we're going to see this thing flip. Either they're going to leave here. So many people are leaving because they don't want to be a part of this new dispensation, but it's going to happen, and it is happening. So that's all I have to say. But yeah, gave Chicago a bad rap. It's power, it's energy, and it's love there. And if you are interested in being a leader, we used to have aldermen. You could be anything you want. You could, they taught us the registration, voting, knocking on doors, going getting people to help them vote. I understand that was a process, right? I don't believe that the government is going to change anything for us, but I understand the process in which in our own community, how things should be done in a just way, in a ma'at way. We don't need police to tell us how to believe and how to have character for one another. So until we do our homework within.
I got a question. OJ, your other me, you were talking about it before. You always talk about the World Fair, the World Fair, the World Fair. So one day I'm out there doing what I'm doing. I'm looking for artifacts and whatnot. So I come across something. And OJ, Yemi, do you have your arm cuff with you right now?
No, I don't.
Oh man, it had these two indigenous Americans on it. Now this is it's an arm cuff. I like your arm cuffs. So it had two indigenous American. It's probably copper or bronze bracelet. and it had
Mm-hmm.
Chicago World Fair and had the year on it. You know, I called you, I called Ronald, yo, what's going on with this? And then I had to call the goddess of Chicago. I'm like, yo, man, what is this? So she invested in some artifacts and she got that piece. And that's a powerful piece that tells a story within itself about the World Fair. Yo, Elder, what do you know? What do you got on the World Fair?
I think it was in 1893, I think. I might be wrong on that year, but it was they said that they built all that shit out of plastic
Nope.
and then tore it down right out there and bulldozed it. But that was part of the Rockefeller agenda when they came because they was doing a tour to tear down all of our major energy points. Another thing about Chicago is they call it the wind. They nicknamed it the Windy City, right? And that's another form of what OG Yemi is saying about the energy center point, right?
Yeah.
Chicago make enough wind to where it can power probably half of the country. Just off of
Yes.
they set up wind turbines in Chicago, they can probably power half the country. And
Yes.
so that fair was set up to harness that wind energy from Chicago, and Chicago was a major power center, and that's why they had the Rockefellers had to get rid of that. I mean, yeah, the Rockefellers, the ones that was over Standard Oil, they had to get rid of that because they couldn't sell us no oil and gas when we had free energy already. And
Absolutely.
they don't. Not only did they do it, man, I'm telling you, in Chicago, boy, during the cold time. That's why they invented that bubble jacket. You gotta have that bubble jacket in the winter. Yeah, man. You ain't coming up there with no thin joint. You ain't gonna walk around Chicago in the winter with no thin joint, man. That wind gonna break you in half. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
The hawk up there, man, it's a different type of hawk in the air up in Chicago. But that goes to the city or the look. It really was like a capital area where, like I say, they was showcasing technology, but the technology was dealing around harnessing that wind energy.
Yes.
And
That's
like I said,
right.
they couldn't let that go.
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's a
Go ahead.
vortex here.
It's a vortex.
It's
Yep.
a vortex. Oh, mystical and magical here. But that's all cities, especially because they are ours. We were the indigenous. Don't just downshit New York. All of them. The South. All it's ours. But guess what? It's still ours. So we ain't gotta go to them and ask them for nothing. Only thing we gotta do is stand and hold. What's our vision? What do we see for ourselves? What do we see for our community? What do we see for our bloodline? What do we see for our people? And whatever we see,
Mm.
that's what we gonna be. We shift. We the shift, not them. They ain't got no power. They never had any. What did they invent? Nothing.
Absolutely.
We are the inventors. We are the originators. We are the generators. We are the keepers. We are the weavers. We are the beers. And we are the doers. Who's the movement? The sistering. The sistering are the movement. They are sister brothers about being the movement. We channel the energy for the brother to get going. There's no such. We keep allowing these people to determine what's right for us, what's wrong for us, who's doing what, and where it's being done. Now, I'm going to speak about Larry Hoover, and I'm going to speak about Jeff Ford. Mayor Daley came to them
Yes.
under the guise.
Tell it.
Well, you know what? We want y'all to do this. But once they start organizing, they became the detriment and the enemy because they realize how powerful we are. See, we are congregators. Our
Ooh.
mitochondria brings everything together. So they couldn't have that. So therefore they created these things. But that's how they do us, right? Once we realize that, they never wanted us to come together. Why do you think they took the love songs out of rotation? Those songs brought us together. Why do you think they created the COV? Because they wanted to separate. They can't separate us. I feel you, even though if I might not even know you, but I feel you. I am you. You are me. What did Michael Jackson say? You're just another part of me. They can't kill that part of us. This is what I say. If you Put a bunch of mice together in a room, in a space. You take away the hope and the despair. Anything that these mice might need, you take it. Well, what are the mice are gonna do? They're gonna turn on each other. We can't bring guns to the community. We can't bring drugs to the community. How's it getting here? It's a plan, but you can't destroy us. We're not gonna allow it that. So they have no power. Why waste it on them? Let's put that same energy that we're using on them. Let's put it on us. Right here, right now. Let's build a platform as builders and erectors. I didn't come to this platform by myself. I brought my sister in with me. That myth of sisters can't get along, that's a lie.
Big one.
We get along with each other very well. If something happens to you, young elder, Nabi, Amiset, we gotta feel that. The I can't breathe movement. Who started? What was that all about? If you're walking around saying you can't breathe, then you can't breathe, right? They watch the movements that they start. Watch everything. Participate in none of it. Watch the distractions. We're bigger than all of that. Every tool they give you is for what reason? Do you know how long AI's been around? Do you know the zeros and the ones? We are the zeros and the ones. We are the walking computers. Your
Ashe.
ancestors will tell you everything that you need to know. Ask them. We are
I got,
ancestral intelligence. We are the wisdom. We are studied across every globe. Everything we do, they do.
Yep. Mimic.
I got another question. This is my last Chicago question before I go to the next set of questions.
Mm-hmm.
My last Chicago question is, what do you think about the drill music? Because everybody was saying, hey man, the drill music is because we know the music is psychological because they
Mm-hmm.
showed us in that movie They Clone Tyrone where they was in there
Mm-hmm.
playing the music. They start because we used to we listen to me, I like old school, Marvin Gaye, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
OJ. I'm an old school cat, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't really listen to that the rap like that. The new stuff, 'cause I can't even understand what they saying. It just sounds like they mumbling to me. Yeah, it sounds like
Mm-hmm.
they mumbling. But what do you think about the drill rap? Because it seemed like everybody was saying when the drill rap came on the scene, the killing rate went up in Chicago. Like everybody, these little youngsters, they drilling. I don't even understand what drill music is really. I don't understand it, but
Me
they
either.
say it's
I
some
don't know
kind
what
of
that
new fashion.
means.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Me either. But I will.
I'm sorry, OJ Yemi. You say you don't understand what drill music is. What is Gucci
No.
Man? What is Gucci? You used to listen to Gucci Man back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And he want to hit licks, right? So we
Oh,
say
that's
drill.
oh.
We put it on drill and say because that's what they label it and try to put it on there saying it. Listen, energy don't die. It's the same shit in the South. We were Yo Gotti, Gucci Man, Young Dolph. It's the same shit
Yeah.
on Nipsey Hussle and all them. It's the same shit over there in New
Yeah.
York with the Black Gorillas. So they can stop that. They just put a label on and say drill, and they
Yes.
say Chicago's the problem with that. And
Right.
like I
Yeah.
said, it originally started when we talking about drilling, like Tahir RBG. When they were talking about drilling, they weren't talking about drilling people that look like us. They were talking about go get the
Right.
money. They the ones that got the money, not us. Why you robbing your
Okay.
brother? They were talking about robbing other people. When they talking about drilling, you gonna go drill for some oil. You ain't getting oil. So go ahead, though. Go ahead, OJ.
Okay. So I'm gonna share this. Growing up, we grew up with love songs, right? So when you hear that music of love, what's the frequency? What's that vibration that gives you
Ashe.
harmony, synchronicity? It puts you in a
Mhm.
place of, should I say, wholeness and stillness, and you want to embrace everything and everybody, right? So that means if we're talking about love, which we are, that's our superpower. Now you want to talk about a superpower? We're the most loving beings on this planet. They know that. We brought love to this planet. So if I take away the love, and if I give you this music that says I'm a kid, love beats on a 432 hertz, right? That music came on 432 hertz. What's the rhythm of the earth? 432 hertz, right? So if I bring some music that's not 432 hertz, what is it gonna do? Is it not gonna throw your vibration and your frequency off?
Right.
Is it not going to disturb you? Is it not? Not going to change your DNA? Is it not going to change the rhythm of your body? So if you listening to kill and destroy and H's and B's, if you're listening to all that, what is that gonna do? That's gonna create a frequency of violence, right? That's gonna create a frequency of rage and anger, right? It's not gonna bring wholeness, it's not gonna bring peace, it's not gonna bring happiness, it's not gonna bring ecstasy. So that's why we have that kind of music. So we call it, well, they call it that because now there was Kumo D, there was Heavy D, the Wild Wild West, uh, Marvin Gaye. He was the first rapper. Inner city
Curtis
blues make you
Mayfield was
want to holler,
rapping.
throw up your
Curtis
Yeah,
hands.
Gil
Mayfield was
Scott Heron was a rapper.
Thank you, Gil Scott Heron. That was the original, the last poets. Those were the original rappers.
I just from bridging the gap part, for bridging the gap part, I just say this: when we speak about certain people like rappers, right, in general, and then we be like, we want to listen to them, but we don't want to hear their voice. You saying that it was rage that they rapping, they yelling, they screaming, they cussing, they doing all this. We're not acknowledging when King Von was talking about the system in his raps, when Tupac was talking about the system in his raps, when all these people talk about the system, they're raging against the machine. They're doing it their own way. They're speaking out because guess what? A lot of the elders, you know this for yourself. You know the government will sell them out in a heartbeat. Sold them kids
Yes,
out for them Somalians. Sold them kids
right.
out for the Latinos. So they
Well,
speak
what
out the
I'm
way they
saying
out. They
is,
got
how
a
you
right to
know,
be mad,
right,
and they got a right to be mad. They got a right to speak
right.
it how you know what I'm saying.
Okay, you
The
got a right to
violence
be mad. I'm not
ain't
saying
on the
that.
lay by the shingle. They
Well,
want to
okay,
fight
Nabi,
back.
listen to what I'm saying. What was the beat of that rap music that they were rapping to? That's the
War
part you
drums.
gotta listen. That's
War
that
drums.
subliminal message. Now
Yes,
they might
ma'am.
have
War
been
drums.
rapping about anger and stuff like that, Nabi, but they're subliminal. When they play that music, there's a subliminal thing that's being sent out. So you gotta pay attention. There's something subliminal in that music that you don't hear. But when it's being played, Nabi, that subliminal is going inside of you. So it might appear, yes, I love Tupac. I'm like Biggie Small. Somebody gotta die. But what's the subliminal side that you don't hear? Everything that they do is a reason. You think that they just want, okay, sure. Like I said, there is what is underneath all of that. That what's underneath that? There's something underneath. And if you really play that and you really can fine tune, you'll hear that underneath thing that they got going on.
Yes, ma'am. No,
That's what I'm saying. Because I love me some Biggie Small. I'm telling you, when somebody say, "Oh," I say, "Well, hey, Biggie says somebody gotta die," and they do. You get all up in the roar. Well, nothing lasts forever. I'm just saying, there's a subliminal thing in that music.
and
That's why they
for me,
created that music. So they thought that it would the Tupacs. They thought that it would destroy the community.
and it made revolutionaries.
Of
Tupac made
course.
revolutionaries.
But
Now,
now
I just
it's
want to say one
so
thing.
right.
When you know how to program yourself, if we know, we always talk about reverse engineering, right?
Hmm.
If we know how to program ourselves, when Neo goes back into the Matrix, sometimes they got to go handle missions. They go back missions, right? They got to go back
Hmm.
into the Matrix. He would replug himself into it and program himself and learn things. We learn faster. Back in the day, rappers were real smart. They make you learn faster. They make you think.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
was called supreme mathematics. Now,
Yes.
the underline is 808s and certain beats and things of that nature. I do know this, but I also know that some of them are war. Some of them are they do get into your, and you can use that to work out. You can use that to manifest. You can use that. I just look at it and I get it. There's a lot of stupid music out there. I'm not justifying all the. I know that the Jews have taken over the music industry, but I will say when it gets to that raw Scarface, when you get to those raw King Vons and people of that nature that really talking about what's really going on, and if you really listen to them, they really weren't just. They were really talking about what people are putting them through. These are people that are going through severe hunger, like we're in a third world country right here in certain projects right here in Louisiana. Am I lying, young elder? In Mississippi, there's certain projects they hurting right now. So yeah, they're gonna talk with anger because ain't nobody else trying to hear him. You don't hear a black man till he yell. I promise they don't. I promise you, you can talk as nice as you want. You can talk as intelligent, use all the big words. They don't hear you until you start yelling and become that and scare them a little bit. Now, what I
Well,
say is
guess
they
what?
motivate that.
It's
They
time for
motivate
us
that
to
because
shift
those are
that.
war drums. Those are war drums. That's all.
But we're gonna
But
shift
and
all of
I'm
that.
justifying it. I'm just saying there's a war drums.
I know, but we can shift that. That's what I'm trying to say. Right here, right now. We can change all of that. We don't have to keep saying, okay, we can shift everything that's going on. by holding a vision. Our people perish for lack of knowledge. Our people are perishing for lack of vision. You can find whatever you want to need right now. Do you want it bad enough? What decision are you willing to make?
I see.
So I grew up in the projects. Okay, Ann? I come from the streets, selling drugs, been through it all, but I chose something different. Now, just because you there don't mean that you got to stay there. It's a
Ashay.
choice.
Ashay.
And that's what we're trying to bring, a choice. We're trying to show people just because they want to say that you downtrodden, you don't have to accept that because we're not downtrodden. We've allowed them to put that in our system. We've allowed them to tell us who we are. When you no longer accept that, when you say
Hey,
enough is
what?
enough,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna shift. Oh no, that's not who I am. When we teach our children, it's okay for someone to say whatever they want to say about you. It's okay for you not to be liked. There will be no more bullying.
Right.
When we teach our children, our daughters and our sons that the ashe that they carry, that their essence is pure, and that whatever happened, no one can tell you who you are but you. But it comes from being the child. What happens? I'm never a fan of Elijah Muhammad because of his thing for young girls. But I will state his truth. And his truth said, if there's nothing on the child's man, it's because it was nothing on the mama's man.
Mm.
Wow, that's deep.
I'm gonna go with Fannie Lou Hamer. See, we don't talk about Fannie Lou Hamer. She was beat even before Asada Secure was ever beat. They beat this woman so bad. Check out the Fannie Lou Hamer story.
Yeah,
And she
I'm
said,
doing an essay on her right now. I'm gonna have it dropped by
bad
next week.
Mama Jamma.
Mm-hmm.
She said that you could tell a race of beings by its sistering. So as sisters, we could shift everything. As sisters, we build. We build our family, we build the brothers, we build community as sisters. We are the movement.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the matriarch was about. The matriarch ain't whether you're 50, 60, 70, 80. In the clan, the matriarch is who had character, who was willing to assist the community, who was willing to empower and to guide. We so busy trying to be the leader. Well, you know what? I don't care how old you are. If you got some truth, I'm going to sit at your feet and listen and help
Right.
you build your
Mm-hmm.
truth. I ain't caught up into the messenger. I'm about the message. You're only, this is what I tell us as melanated beings. Why do we treat each other like that? You could have done everything beneficial all over this world, young elder. Do something somebody don't like. Everything that you've ever built means nothing according to us. We have to cut that out
Ashay.
because we keep allowing somebody else, even on the television, turn that thing off. What is it bringing you? What is it giving us, our people? It's not building us, it's tearing us down. It's showing your mama and daughter can't get along. It's showing you, I gotta watch, I gotta stop. I can't go too far, but it's showing you
Well,
mom and
Father
daughter
Christ.
can't get along. It ain't showing black on black love, it's showing black on white love.
Yep. Black on any color, love.
Thank you. It's not showing a family structure. It's showing something else, the same old same structure. I'm not knocking anything or anybody, but I'm just saying, if we don't stand for something, we're gonna fall for anything.
I see.
Dr. Wade Noble says if you don't know your story, you're gonna fall for the white man's mystery, and everything he does has a mystery. What's our story? Our story is we come here, we from here.
And we built this.
We built this on our backs. I'm not going to them for nothing. No grants, no loans, no nothing.
Right. I got my next question, since we on the music, and then we'll go to the next question. do you see a difference when they switched from analog to digital? Like during James Brown them time, they had live bands. Marvin Gaye, all them, they had live bands. Even Curtis Mayfield, he's my favorite guy, Curtis Mayfield, right? So all these guys had live bands, and then all of a sudden, boom, they switched to digital. And so, do you see a difference between the music then when it was analog versus and played live and had more soul? Because with the analog, you got to sit there and hand play all the instruments. Versus digital, they can let the computer simplifies all the information, all of it. It don't sound as potent and as strong as it used to sound when it was analog. Do you think psychologically something happened to our
Of course.
people? A switch happened with the digital? Go ahead.
What's underneath that digital? Once again, what's underneath that?
Program.
What's the purpose? When you in the John Coltrane, Dizzy Gillespie,
Mal Davis, so many.
yes, what's his name? Oh, Theodis Monk. Do you know they would get together and do jamming sessions? That's live music. When it's live, there's a free flow and harmony. That means that they're going from their soul, they're going from their spirit, they're expressing. There's no in between. Everything is live. We are alive, young elder. Right here, we got life. Ain't nothing digital about us. We life. We breathing.
That was another thing about Chicago's history, the music.
Yes.
You know,
Let's talk about
before
the
there was
music
a
in
Detroit.
Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Mobile, Alabama, the Music City. They don't tell you about that.
No.
Let's talk about Detroit. They don't tell you about that. We created that. But anything live carries power. The life is the blood. The life is the plasma. There's a beat and there's a rhythm and a harmony. There's a synchronicity. We've lost the art of synchronicity.
So you got
When we
eardrum,
realize
heartbeat.
that, yes,
So like,
music has a pulse.
Yeah.
It has a heartbeat. It's a rhythm. That's why when that drum is played, pay attention. That drum wakes something up in you. It wakes up that spirit. It wakes up that soul. It wakes up that mitochondria and that DNA.
that's right. I have my next question, because since we're talking about we're going to the next thing of how they made it switch us around. Do you think because it seemed like it's like your sister was just saying back in the day we were more of a community. Like I remember my grandma or my dad telling me like during his time, like if he did something down the street, like he threw a rock and bust somebody window out, right? The lady down there whooped his behind.
Yep.
Then she called his dad. When he went home, his mama whooped his behind. Then his dad whooped his behind when he got out. He got 3 whoopers. Oh, he got 3 whippers for busting the window out, but the lady that he busted one out whooped his behind. See, nowadays they want other people. They try to come kill you if you put your hands on their kids. But back then in the 60s, we had more of a community type thing where everybody looked out for everybody. Everybody knew everybody, but it's not like that no more. Do you think crack cocaine played a part in it? Because it seems like when crack came, that's when the switch started to happen.
Do you want to take that, Almasat?
Well, nothing good could come out of addiction. As my sister said earlier, we didn't bring all of this into our community. But we are inventors, we alchemists, and if we can't afford it, we gonna find a way. So crack was just the cheaper form of cocaine, but because of we're melanated, it's going to affect us differently than it will a non-melanated person. So it's harder to uh, get off of it. They can function and you don't even know. But because we were never made for that. We are out of our neighborhood. So when you bring it, it's like warfare. You can send in a missile that we don't even notice, nerve damaging. You don't know what kind of effect it's gonna have. They don't do any research for us. They don't expect us to live, but we do, because they don't know. The God source within us is got this is a mechanical machine that they cannot connect to, don't have the answers to, and we keep thriving. Even through when we make up our mind and connect to the divine source within, we ain't got to go through rehab. The mitochondria inside of our very DNA say, "Oh, did you say? What'd you say? I have to obey you, this body, because of who you are." Once you come to a understanding of who you are. So no, yeah, it changed everything. It changed everything because then people got afraid of one another. You know, they always like OJ would always say they show you first so that they can shorten their karma, and how they plan to exploit you or exploiting us and what they're doing to our community. So every time they come out with a movie or something, you can already know it's already happening. They've already shown you the agenda. And so when they, I don't know, New Jack City and all the, the corrupt police and yeah, so now you got the people who were watchers, community watchers, the elders who would say, I saw the red car, I saw Cadillac, I saw whoever. They come and threaten them and scared them so bad that they began to forget to say something, because then nobody else gonna stand up. You just gonna harass my family? No, we had to, this is a family affair. And my father used to have this saying. He says, it's a poor duck that won't praise his own pond. So, not only do the duck leave the pond and go get other uh, people that don't look like us, you leave the black woman to herself with the children while you go do whatever. I'm just speaking in general. And then expect the pond to be, beautified and wonderful. What do you think gonna happen to the community if you're not there to be a watcher and one to keep the community alive and open and doing right by one another? It is going to fall. Together we stand, and divided we fall. They know that. That's why they give one Negro a good position, send him on to the suburbs. Separate. You better. You great. You don't have to deal with them no more. And then it just keep on going. Oh, now you make enough money, you move. You do. So now the people that are left there in the community don't have the means, don't have the education, because my background, my family, um, we were those people that were educated black people in slavery. When they, we know we was free when they came here, but when they began to, tell the lies, steal the land, do all the things, we still taught people how to read. We still taught the arts of piano and music and wasn't afraid to speak up. We kept the land. Where is the land? If we go back to, we did some DNA and some searching. My surname, we own most of the land in Arkansas. We migrated from the Delta, but we owned all of that land. What happened to the land? So you can't tell me about what community. You got to stand, like my sister say, for something. And when you say, I ain't gonna be scared, because it's gonna be 10 of us against you one. That you you gonna leave before we leave. You ain't gonna come here and have us afraid for our kids to walk from school. We ain't doing that. Because you know why? We got the best soil. We had all the Lake Michigan. All from the north side to the south side, east side of Chicago. And the regentrification come in and they realize, oh, this beauty of body of water, this powerful where the sun kisses, Rainbow Beach, where we get out there and we baptize, as the Queen said. Oh, we must have the Gold Coast. We must have, and just start taking it so you can't afford it. The University of Chicago, all of the major players brought in where they, I say this because my brother stayed in that area, and It they when you start seeing the baby strollers and they walking their dogs at night, they guarantee those parents that allow their children to come to Chicago that if there's any problem, the police response is 30 seconds. They would be there. So you can't tell me that when they want something to happen, they shut it down. But when they have an agenda, they let it go wild, and so you can think Chicago's all out of control. But it ain't never been out of control. It's always been an agenda. And we have to have a vision and say, okay, you can do what you want to do, but right over here, this is where we at, and this is what we doing, and this is how we gonna move. And when we come together, they get scared because there's some powerful, intellectual, wise, as the queen would say, we have that ashe of our ancestors, ancestral intelligence that tell us how to move, what to do, and how to do it. And because you may not have the idea, but she may have the wisdom. Oh, Orisha may know more about the stones, but when we get together, power is the word. And then it's black power. Don't nobody run when the sun is out, but you hide when the black power come out because you know things is gonna be shaking up and the wind gonna blow and it's gonna be some lightning and some thundering and it's gonna be some.
Oh, she was going too
Her
hard.
phone,
We're gonna
her
bring it
phone
back.
was dead.
Yo,
Hey, this is my next question for OJ Yemi. I gotta cut. I can keep going all night on my questions, but I'm gonna try to limit it to about three more. I see what the time's doing. Now, this is my next question. I was gonna ask about the welfare and because it seemed like too also during that same time they implemented the Section 8 and the welfare thing to get rid of the man and to destroy our homes. What do you got on that, OG Yemi, with the during that time when they
Okay,
implemented the
guess what?
welfare and all that?
Welfare was to make sure that the black man couldn't be in the home, the brother couldn't be in your house. So they created welfare. So they said, well, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you this currency. But the only way you and your children can get this currency is he can't be there. But that's how you break down the melanated family, right? When you take the father out and you only let the sister and the children, that's the breakdown of family. That's how it starts. Then we're gonna give you Section 8. Now, Section 8 says, I'm gonna tell you who can be in your house. Once again, the brother can't be there. Just you and your children. What is that doing? Isn't that breaking down the family? That's the mindset. The whole program was designed to break and destroy the melanated family. Where's the power at? In the family. If you look at Black Wall Street, if you look at Rosewood, if you look at the cities in Philadelphia, what did the Gap Band say? You dropped the bomb on me. But when you look at all those cities, what did all those cities have? Families, communities, where everybody raised everybody, where everything was discussed and shared. But guess what? They didn't advertise their stuff either, right? Now I'm gonna say this, and people can get mad at me. I don't care. Martin Luther King was an agent. Did us the greatest disservice that there ever was. As long as we were separate and apart, we succeeded. We were successful. The minute you integrated, it became a destruction. We never needed them. They need us. We build. We've always
That's
built
a
with each
fact.
other.
Okay.
Even Ahmed said talks about when how we got here. One family would come up, then the next family come up, then the next family come up, and we would all stay together. Then the next we all build from that. We are builders. That's all we are the masons, not them. We are the architects, not them. We've always looked out for each other. We've always cared each other. But I'm gonna say social media is an injustice. Why would you put out your moves on social media? Why would you tell them what you're doing? We move in silence. If you say I'm all this in a bag of chips, why you gotta tell somebody what you're doing? What does that really mean? Because if it's whoop de doop is in you, people gonna see whoop de doop. When you asked me who that was, what did I say? I kept it very general, right? I'm not gonna tell these people who I am. I shouldn't have to. You can feel me. We feel each other. I'm the one asking Albert. I said, "Oh, you better get with young elder." I kept saying, "You better get with young elder. There's something there for you. We have something for each other, but we gotta see that. We build, we mold, we gel, we shape. There's no such thing as we can't get along with each other. That's a myth. Especially when you see the worth and when you know the worth and the value of yourself, young elder, you know the worth and the value of every melanated being that you come across."
And this is my next question because I know y'all, I want to hold y'all long. My next question is about, because the topic is about the great mother and shadow work. And some people, when you say they Christians, religious guys, they say shadow work. That's, but Jesus or they Bible was doing shadow work. He used to heal people and tell them, don't go tell nobody. That's a form of shadow work. So what is your take on, because you just talked about that just now about not doing stuff on the media, not doing stuff in the public. That's shadow work. That's a form of shadow work. So what is your take on shadow work and different methods of shadow work, that we can keep it on in the shadows, you know what I'm saying? Don't
My
go tell
greatest
nobody
power,
what I did. Now.
got you.
Go ahead.
My greatest power is the darkness. I'm a daughter of the night. I'm a daughter of darkness that enlightens the way. It is the darkness. When Harriet Tubman came out at night, when she came out, what did she come out at? They can't see at
Right.
night. They can't see in the dark. We can. Guess what? When the Mau Mau's was fighting the British and the Mau Mau's went to the medicine people told them, don't fight them in the daytime. You come out at night. So our nightness is our cloak. Our darkness is the cloak that guides and leads us and let us see the way. So there's power in the darkness. Has always been. We come from the dark, from all the waters. When you're in the womb, there's no light. It's total darkness. So what gives you your power? Turn the light out and see how powerful you are. Turn
Right.
that
Because we
light
have
out
a
and see
sun
what
burning
will
in them.
happen. Turn the light on, and what happens? Chaos. So when the light came on, it brought the chaos. So you hear people say, "Oh, I'm the light." Really, are you? Do you know what the light is? Inside of us, there's an eternal flame that burns. And that flame we are radiant. We carry a radiance. We carry a glow. So we are truly aligned in our spirit and our soul, which your spirit is just your personality and your soul is your essence. And when you bring those both together, that's an alignment. And you begin to glow. You begin to radiate. You begin to know who you are and you move from that knowing. So I believe that the darkness is what gives us our power.
Sure.
We
I
melanin.
think they start, huh?
Melanin, black hole, carbon,
Yeah.
dark matter.
Right.
See, people only think melanin is carbon, but you got to have copper and sulfur too. So
Hmm.
melanin is the dark matter. It gives us that power to leap in the air. It gives us the power to see and to be. It gives us the power to be God, sacred and divine.
That melanin is like, it's like astro fuel. We can travel. We can they cast they are some races, their pineal gland is calcified. Ours not. Our
Right.
pineal gland is open. Yeah, so we can
Mm-hmm.
receive more melanin.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we dark, because of that. We can receive more sunlight because of the dark, because of our
Yes.
darkness, because of
Yes.
our melanin.
We got more
Hmm.
melanin than anybody. Do you know how much the cost of
Hmm.
melanin is now? Alma said
Man,
lost her power, so she's coming back once she get it. Do you
I
know how
said,
much melanin costs an ounce now? 500 and something for an ounce of melanin.
I was gonna
And
right.
where
say
do
it.
you
I was
think?
gonna say it after you
Do you know
finish.
what melanin is located in our bodies? Our eyes, our breast, our penis,
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
our
Hmm.
wombs. It's where the melanin is
Hmm.
located. So when those young black sons came up missing in Atlanta, so when our people come up missing, that's melanin. They're taking it. They
Hmm.
need it. They don't have it. You know what calcifies our melanin? Sugar, dairy, meat.
Diabetes.
Yes, when we grew up in the South, we didn't eat a lot of meat. We ate meat, but not a lot. Our food was natural.
That makes sense. And it was like wow and form right. It
Yes,
wasn't like mass production like they got
yes,
going on now.
yes.
Yeah,
So when they kill a pig and a hog and they kill them animals, all that fear is in that animal, and you eating that fear because you eating the blood of that animal. So that's fear in that.
that's right. You 100% correct.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
telling you. That's why it's when we used to practice Islam, they had ritual sacrifice of the animal. Like they didn't just kill the animal went out in peace, and instead of
Yes.
just you know how they kill hogs?
Mm-hmm.
They gas them. They gas them
Mm-hmm.
with carbon dioxide to kill them, and that's how
Mm-hmm.
they kill the hogs.
And you gonna eat
That's
that, right?
crazy. Hell no, I don't mess with no pork.
No, no, no.
Yeah,
I'm
nobody
just
on here
saying
messing with no
us
pork.
in general. Us in general, we
No, no
eat that.
pork. Don't bring me no pork.
Right. We eat that. But you know, guess what? The Muslims only eat one meal a day. They
Hmm.
said that when Malcolm X body was when they brought him in, he had the cleanest body that they'd ever seen
Mm.
because of what he put in his system. Now, I don't tell people how to eat, and I don't tell people what to eat because I'm not your God. I can't do that. But I do tell if you're going to eat meat, buy organic, buy kosher,
Hmm.
go up, grade it
I
up.
really try to stay away from beef too. I was just mess with chicken
Yeah,
and
all
fish. I like
this
You know,
thing
the
fresh
is the next
fish.
channel. We ain't
cow is
messing with none of
sacred.
that.
The cow is sacred. The animals are sacred. But this is what I say: if you have to eat it, because some people need it. I'm just going to be honest. Some people's DNA, blood might need meat. Who am I to tell you what to eat? But I do say eat it organic or go to a kosher and buy a kosher.
Yeah,
Sometimes
the
you
Jewish
might have to
people.
have a piece of meat. I don't eat it, but I'm not. I know some people who eat meat and are highly spiritual. I know some people who don't eat meat and are poorly spiritual. For me,
Wow.
it's about character. Character.
No, they just the FDA just passed. Well, they been selling the shit, the fake chicken, the lab grown chicken. They just passed that law today saying that it's approved, but they been selling it.
They been stuck.
Chili's selling fake chicken. Chick-fil-A, all of them. That's that laboratory chicken. What do you think about that? Like, it's like what
I
does
don't.
they could be altering our DNA with that type of stuff, you know?
Well, that's what it's all about, young elder. The altering of your DNA. Why do you think they took the seeds out of the fruit?
Mm-hmm.
That's the altering of
Yeah,
your DNA. If a brother eats a piece of fruit with no seeds, how can he reproduce? If
right.
a
That's
sister
deep right there.
eats fruit with no seeds, how can she reproduce? What's gonna give
Hmm.
you what's if you're a seed and you're not eating the seed, how can you reproduce and everything comes from a seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a design, but the design is only for us. But guess what? It don't make no difference what they do and how they do
Right.
it. We cannot. We are immortal.
I see.
We will always rise because we are the sacred divine beings of the Creator. We are
Mm-hmm.
creators. And if you don't know
Mm-hmm.
that you're a creator, if you haven't accepted the fact that you create every day of your life, every plasma, all plasma,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they growing a laboratory meat. The cows got mad because you just saying the cow that energy comes transferred from you in the blood because the energy and the spirit is in the blood. So that they got mad cow disease, and then you wonder why man and this dude went out and ate a McDonald's ain't even like my grandma say because my grandma came up in a time where she killed her own cows and raised her own chickens, grew all her own food. My granddaddy went hunting and got they meat. And she tell when right before my grandma died, she asked us to bring her a hamburger, right? Because she said that the hospital, she said they just served me a chicken up in here and it tastes like rubber. Say like that chicken was Yeah, the chicken said the chicken must have been mad when he died, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she got us to bring her a hamburger up there, right? So we went to it was called Jack in the Crack, Jack in the Box, and then we brought out that hamburger, and she said, I think my grandma just said, I'm gonna get out of here because they just taking advantage of us because she said she bit down to the burger. She said, ain't no moo in this burger.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no moo in this burger. So
No.
she said, ain't no moo in the burger. The chicken is rubber. I mean, this place is going man. This place is getting mad. Right
Yes.
before she died, man. So what you think about that?
Well, this is what I say. If you don't cook your own food, you don't know what you eat. If you don't supply, well, first of all, we know we can't supply all. If you don't, well, I grew up in the South where I remember when it got before the weather was shipped, they would take a hog and they had a salt house where they would salt that hog, boil that hog, and then put him in that water and then cut him up and salt it down and put it in the storehouse. They would get the vegetables off the land and put it in the storehouse. But we don't have that anymore. So this is what I say. If you have to eat meat, eat organic or go to a kosher because there is a way to get around it. If you have to eat vegetables and fruits, eat it with seeds. And if you can, try to get it organically. If you can grow it, fine. If you can find a farmer's market, or if you can find a farmer, a black farmer that does natural without pesticides, do that. There's options available to us. Why would you go and buy food from Walmart to feed you and your family? Why would you? Because I tell people all the time now, you can say whatever, you can call it whole paycheck or whatever, but I'd rather spend money on my food than spend money on medicine. That's just me. I
Right.
can't speak for everybody else. I can only speak for me. But you could eat a higher grade of food. That's a choice. Instead of buying food out of a can, buy it frozen if you can't buy it fresh. Or buy it dry, buy you some beans and cook them fresh. So there's other ways that you can do things. And when they have stuff on sale, they have sales. So buy you some string beans and wash them and clean them and can them. We used to can.
Now you're young. That's another thing. It brings me to my next question. Because a lot of young people, especially young women, back like I know back in the day, like my mama, and then going back, they always cook. Like they really never ate out. That was rare. But
Mm-hmm.
now the young people, they don't even cook no more. Everything is straight fast food restaurant if they can afford it. But mostly seem like they eat Wendy's, McDonald's, Popeyes, and churches. Like them the main go-to people. And like half of the spots, we don't even know if they selling human. Some of them selling human meat. So,
Okay, well, guess what, young elder? When we were growing
mhm.
up, who raised us?
But my grandma was like my grandma was mostly my
Okay,
grandpa. Mm-hmm.
basically, but guess what? When we ate dinner, we all ate dinner what? Together, right?
Together. Yep.
So if you take away the family, if you what's the average age of the grandmother and the daughter now?
Like 40. Grandma was like 40, yeah,
Okay,
early
so
40.
once
Yeah.
again, if you're not encouraging the family, if you don't cook, we're in a microwave age. We want
Mm-hmm.
everything instantaneous. But once again,
Mm-hmm.
we have to be the voice of reason to say, you know what, sis, you know, we have to kind of we have to talk to our children. We have to talk to the sisters. We have to talk to the brothers, and we have to show them a reason. When you cook your food, you know what you're putting in your food versus when you go into the store. Well, it's easy to say, well, you know what? I just got off work. I'm exhausted. I got to come home. I got to feed the kids. I got to do homework. So it's easy to say, well, I'm going to stop and pick something up along the way. When you don't have a support system, my mama had a support system. We had a support system. So we need to bring those support systems back. So guess what? As sistering, and we see another sister, why we can't say, you know what, sister? I see you just got off work. Well, I cooked. Here's some extra food. Why can't we do that?
Mhm. Right. It used to happen
Sister, I
all the
see
time.
you on the way going to your work, to your job every day. You need some help? That's the role we have to play. We have to change that and start actually participating in each other's lives.
Mhm.
Well, I
Okay.
got something
Hey,
extra here. I can give it to you. There's a lady, a sister that lives next door to us, and she asked her going to the laundromat. I said, well, we have a washer and a dryer. You don't have to go to the laundromat. You could use our washer and dryer. So you see, when we open that door to reciprocity, we have to be the ones to open that door for each
hmm
other. And when we
hmm
open that door, guess what? That's the building. That's the chain link. We open the doors. We know
hmm
we were raised in community, but everybody wasn't raised in community. But we can
hmm
bring community back.
That's right.
We have
What
a
do you?
group of brothers on the on this in Chicago that walks children to school.
I say.
Man, that's good. That's a good deal. Do you? What do you think about? Because it seemed like to me another thing that's taking our people out is this fraudulent healthcare system where they all is based on program and synthetic drugs from their pharmaceutical, which is witchcraft. Really, they really doing
Well,
witchcraft on us. Well, what
well,
do you think about like herbal healing and stuff? Go
have
ahead.
always. I believe in herbal healing. I believe that there's a natural for everything. The natural herb, it grows. Every herb bearing seed, but it has to be a seed. The flowers, the trees, the plants, they word sound. They will tell you. So I believe in natural energy healing. I believe the body is so magnificent that it heals itself. So I don't think that we should go, well, I'm going to say this now. So I don't believe in medicine. I don't believe in giving them my blood. I don't believe in anything that they give me. Like, well, you got high blood pressure. Well, first of all, I'm melanated. My system is not like yours. So you might call it high blood pressure, but this is how my system runs based on the fact of my mitochondria and my DNA. You basing it on a European's body. You used Henrietta Lacks, a black sisterin. You still using her to this very day to help your system. So what I'm saying is, no, I don't
Facts.
believe in the pharmaceutical system. I believe in chiropractors. I believe in acupuncture. I believe in herbalists. I believe in energy healing, sound, Reiki, tuning forks, singing bowls, even the voice can heal. I believe that there's a drum can heal you. Words can heal you. Thoughts can heal you. Your vision can heal you. We are natural healers if that's what you want. But we've been so conditioned that they say, well, you got the honkers of the conkers and the ponkers. Oh, well, I got the honkers and you claim that.
Yeah, speak on it.
But anything you claim is yours.
I say.
Just because you go to the doctor and they give you this, whatever they want to call diagnosis, you take that diagnosis and you take it to a herbalist. You take that diagnosis to a chiropractor. You take that diagnosis to an acupuncturist. You take it to someone who does natural energy work. And watch the shift takes place in your body. But you have to have the mindset for that. Your thoughts, your words, your actions, and your deeds, your issues are in your tissues. So it starts within. If you're upset and angry, where's that going? Who's your general of the body? The liver. The liver out of order, you out of order. The next general is your kidneys. The throat is your thyroid. You have 7 major inner city circuits in your body, starting with the root, the sacral, well, I'm gonna call it 8, the womb, the prostrate, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the first eye, and the crown. There's some above that. But when you start working through those, that kundalini energy up and down your spine, when you keep yourself centered in love, when you open yourself up to the divine that you are, a shift takes place. But we have to want that shift, and we can't be mad at somebody who don't want it. But if you talk, if we word sound with each other, if we communicate with each other, the shift takes place. Well, they'll tell you, well, you know what, sis? Uh, when I find something out, I'm gonna experience it first. And once I experience it, then I'm gonna come back, bring it back to my sister and I'm gonna bring it back to my community. But I'm gonna say I got to experience it first. So I say, well, I'm going to go through something, and I'll let you know what I experienced. Then I bring it back to my people. I don't hold it for myself. What would I gain if I held it for myself? I don't care if I get it. If I assist you and you get it, I got it. See, we got to think past me and think us, we.
Hey, what do you that was a sister, I think it was in California. They had she had went to the hospital. The next thing you know, she locked up in there and they stealing her organs. And yeah, and then on the reason I think her family ended up tracking her down and finding out they was in there stealing folks' organs. One man jumped out to the hospital, one butt naked, running down the street. They were stealing folks' organs. So they are stealing melanated people organs and selling them on the dark market. They stealing our kidneys, our yeah, they stealing all of our body parts. Just like you said, that melanin is worth a lot of money, and our body parts last longer than theirs. Their
Been
age
doing it for
span is
years.
not longer than ours. Go ahead, go
Been
ahead.
doing it for years. It's nothing new. It's just been everything is being revealed now. All the stuff that they tried to hide is coming out. You can't hide no more. You can't hide from yourself. You can't hide the truth no more.
Sure.
It's coming out. So we just have to see it for what it is and know that this has been going on all this time. What are we going to do to stop it? So I'm looking
Hey,
for
we got.
let's talk about the solutions.
Yeah, we got to stop going. We got to hear more holistic. We got to start training more holistic doctors. They killed like 80 and 90 doctors off in the last couple of years. And I'm
Of
saying what's
course.
going on with it? Yeah, they
But guess
killing.
what?
They say they
Once
killed Dr.
again,
Sadie.
if everybody on
Mhm.
social media telling about what's going on, who creates that opportunity for something to happen?
Right.
We moved in silence. I move in silence.
Mhm.
I haven't told you what I did yet, have I? It's nobody. I move in silence. I'm speaking the truth, but I move in silence. When I want you to know who I am, ask Nabi, ask Amenset. I move in silence.
Mhm. That's what I say. We got to start training more holistic doctors, and we got to avoid what's making us sick is their stuff that they soda, their fruit. Like if you when I went to Mexico and Cancun, if you drink a soda down there, it tastes nothing like they don't even allow, like it's a lot of stuff in this country that the FDA approve, like Skittles, rich crackers, all this stuff is banned in other countries. Our American bread is banned in all other countries, but they
Okay, well,
serve
why
they
don't you,
because
okay,
it's
this what I'm
allowed to
gonna
be.
say, young
Go
elder.
ahead.
We could keep talking about it, but what are we gonna do about it?
Well,
If we
I'm getting to
stop
that
buying
part.
it, young elder, guess what? If we stop buying it and we
That's
tell
it.
our people to stop, see, that's just it. We are
That's
the
it.
consumerism. We are the one that's making them rich.
That's it.
When I buy my jewelry, young elder, Nabi first, Rising Sun next, and Infinite Treasures is next. When I buy my garments, I buy from should I say African garments. Or I
Mhm.
try to buy from a brother or a sister that sells something. Now, when I buy my grocery and there's a black farmers market, I'm going there first.
Mhm.
So if we spend our money in our community, young elders, why would I spend $100 and some dollars for a pair of gym shoes?
Right.
So where do we put our money, young elder? So
We pay the people that's in part that's enslaving us.
right.
We
So if
pay
we
them.
teach our children, we start our children. If we built a program like the Panthers and taught our children, see that's how it starts. It starts with the children, and we taught
That's
them
right.
how to eat. And if we gave them, if we took that sugar out and said we're not gonna buy no sugar no more, how could it survive? If we
They will
start,
stop making it.
if we start instead of giving, we start telling these parents who's getting this Section 8 and all this, if you stop giving your child sugar, sugar makes you dumb. There's a book called Sugar Blues. That's what they gave the Eskimos. They gave them sugar and it rotted their teeth. They never had sugar. They had sugar cane. So they gave them sugar, and sugar rotted their teeth. Sugar creates a rush, but it makes you dumb.
Because it attached to certain parts of the brain and it pretty
Yeah, but
much
our bodies were
classifies it.
never designed to eat sugar. It's not natural.
Yeah.
So
Yo,
what
Elder,
are we
real
going to
quick.
do to shift it? I'm going to ask you, what are we going to do to shift all this?
I
What's
was
the
just
I
solution?
think
about to,
we the
let me
science of the boycott. Like what you
Let me
say,
just
Arisha?
that's what I was just about to say. She asked for a question, so I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, throw one out there real quick. There's a lot of goddesses out here, a lot of elders. You know, Brother Bilal, we brought him on the show before. He owns acres of land. We got Melanated Immortals, they got land. We got Mama Callie, she was just on, she got land. So it's like we gotta. This goes back to we started talking about it. When are we gonna utilize this information and you know apply this into our life? You know what I'm saying? So go ahead though.
Yeah, I think we should boycott. That's what I was saying. Like you just said it. If we stop buying it, they gonna have to stop making it. Because if it's
Yes.
just shit on the shelf, nobody's buying it. Nobody. We need to start back making our own bread. We got to stop being lazy. They made us lazy. They made
So
us
you know what?
lazy, man.
When we're in the grocery
Mhm.
store and we see somebody buying some candy or some sugar, so you know what? Instead of buying the juice that has sugar in it or fruit roast, why don't we come up? Have you thought about buying this kind of juice? That's the only thing we got to
Mhm.
do. If we
Mhm.
start word sounding to each other when we're in the store, just word sounding with each other, period. That begins to shift.
You know something I think too? I think that these suckers, man, they so because the daughter of Muhammad said you couldn't fathom the mind of the devil. I think that these suckers went in and because we got they put parasites in us in the foods. And I think that they went in and engineered those parasites to be able to be controllable by the 5G technology because it seems like now the parasites are being ramped up higher and they want more sugar because it's in the movie. It's a movie called Man in Black, the part one, where the bug came down and took the man's body, and then as soon as he walked up in the house, he said, "Give me some sugar water," right? Because those parasites they lock into your neural cortex. They don't sugar. So in the middle of the night, they make you crave sugar, and so I think we start by removing the parasites out of our body. That's another thing too that they put it that they'll study pumping in their certain foods and it's like certain meat they got the parasites in it, right?
Hmm.
I think parasites is removing them start no then and stop eating the sugar because they the ones asking for the sugar. They the ones want the soda. And how the hell you pick up a canned soda and then look on the back, it says 97% sugar. How much is that shit is water? How much of that shit is water if it's 97% sugar? That shit is
Okay, but
crazy.
once again, young elder, what are we gonna do it? We can keep talking about it, but what are we going to do to shift this?
Boycott them. Boycott sodas.
Okay, so
Boycott his
now make
bread.
that
Boycott his
young
Skittles.
elder. You have a wide platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so guess what? On your platform, start right there.
I already thought it already. I got old
Okay,
tapes on boycotting
good.
all the stuff I just said.
Yes, good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you. I don't drink sodas, but I'm in a household of people that do, and I say it all the time. But I can talk to them blue in the face. It's up to you. I'll keep the sacred space. There are, But once again, let's bring solutions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But and I say stop buying it because you don't really need to drink soda. I mean, you don't gotta drink soda. You can make your own fresh lemonade. You can make matter of fact, I'm gonna give everybody my recipe later. I'm gonna make my homemade peach lemonade.
All right,
Uh,
sounds
Yeah,
good.
homemade peach lemonade from fresh peaches and fresh lemons. And
Sounds
I
good.
use honey for sweeter raw honey for the sweetening.
Mm-hmm.
Or I use all natural brown sugar. I don't mess with
Okay.
white sugar. I boycott white sugar. Um
I don't know why
and
they
then
think
then I rarely use brown sugar either. I rather use if I just have to the last option of using sugar, I use all natural brown sugar or honey
Mhm.
to for some sweetener, right?
Okay.
Then some people think they're getting away when they go into canned diet soda and zero soda, and it's got aspartame in it. So we gotta boycott and just say no to just like they said, say no to drugs. We need to say no to soda, no to they Skittles, all the stuff that's banned in other countries. We should ban it over here. We don't gotta just because they put it on the shelf don't mean we gotta buy it.
yo,
You know
your
what I'm
elder,
saying?
your elder.
Go ahead.
Let me throw something to you though. The stuff
Go
that you don't
ahead.
buy at the store, guess what they do? Guess what? The same now you say boycott buying the food from the grocery store, right? but you still go out to their restaurants. You still go to Texas Roadhouse. You still go to Texas.
I don't go none of those spots, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
People go to I'm just saying in general because we really talk about it like we drink soda, but soda for us just like pork. None of us are really drinking soda like that.
Yeah.
It's a certain age where she's saying solutions. I'm thinking we already living this stuff. If you know you're gonna have the munchies, go get you some walnuts automatically.
Yeah.
Some cloves automatically. Solutions.
I like raisins. I eat raisins, raw raisins. Yeah.
You always talk about plasma. That's pretty much what I'm drinking all day. Coconut water. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I drink.
You got Publix where you stay?
Yep.
Well, if you go to Publix,
we got no Publix. We don't got no Publix. We got like Counter Market, Kroger's, Albertsons,
Whole Foods or something like that. Go get them bottled juices, grape juice. And with the grape juice where you see the little crystals in it. Bobby Hemming used to always tell us you drink that grape juice and activate our melanin. So this shit ain't hard. That's why I be like, I don't have these conversations because I think that we've been past that. What's his name? Dr. Sabi laid the foundation. Bobby Hemmett laid the foundation. Dr. W. Blair did. So it's really, you got to want to do it. If you want to do it, I know talking about it, that reminds us. But you know what I'm saying? It's like at this point, it's your health. Do you want to take your health serious? Your health is wealth. That's the easiest way to wealth. You know what I'm saying? Your health. So it's like go to the grocery store, make shit make sense. Get you some walnuts, get you some pistachio. I know I always say the word pistachios, cashews. Those
I
are
always buy food instead of candy. I always buy like I don't buy Snickers, none of that. I go buy if I want something sweet, I always buy fruits. And then they come out and say that all the strawberries, the major strawberry company now is being banned because they spraying pesticides, it's just man, they like it's like
strawberries easy to grow. Right there when you said like I said, that's that we just said right now that we have a seed banks got us from Philadelphia. So sophisticated, and we'll bring her on. So sophisticated has a seed bank in Philadelphia, right? We got I just said all those goddesses they got land. If we feel like that, if you really feel like that, that's why I say I think this is basic because just go ahead and do what you need to do. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Go ahead and if you like strawberries that much, it ain't hard to grow strawberries. If you really like
the farmers market, I go to the farmers market.
Yeah, you can grow a lot of stuff. Every time you get these fruits and vegetables that you say you like, we waste a lot of it, right? All you gotta do is cut the ends of it and throw it in your garden. It'll start growing. Onions will grow. Potatoes will grow. But onions will grow, strawberries will grow, grapes will grow. After 2 or 3 years, grapes will grow. Lemons, these are the main things we need. Lemons and limes, right? That should have grown in your front yard. Plant the tree. Go get it from. That's just basic. At this point, we supposed to be just doing that anyway, living it. But go ahead though.
Yeah, my sons like that. It's a lot of stuff because I was like awoke when they were born. So a lot of the stuff that I got introduced to when I was a kid, because my mom and them didn't know no better. They say we passed for the lack of knowledge. So like my kids never ate McDonald's, none of that. They don't even know what it tastes like. So because of me, because I don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't eat it. Sodas, none of that. They don't even like soda. You know what I'm saying? They don't even like really juice. They like water. My boys like water. They like cold water. So it's like that part. And they drink juice. I get them that it's like the little juices for they snack to take to school. They drink that juice, but that milk, they serve the kids milk at school, right? You know what I'm saying? Milk is not conducive. Cow milk is not conducive with us as Nubians, and so that's why I sent him a note to school, say my son don't. And then when they make him drink it, right, before I sent the note to tell him to stop letting them drink that milk, right, his nose was running every day, and his nose running because he's drinking mucus. Cow milk is mucus, yeah. So his nose was running every day, and I said, as soon as I took him, stopped him from drinking the cow milk, his nose don't run no more. So all that shit is by design. They set up all these mechanisms by design. If you ain't aware of the game, you will get sucked right into this thing that they got going, this whole thing that they got going on, which is pretty much aiming against us, right? Because they can eat. I remember one time, man. Look, they had a cookout at the job I was working on, and white folks out there cooking, right? Steaks. Man, I got that steak and ate it, and because it wasn't cooked all the way. I used to eat my steak well done, and but I got that steak, ate it, and it wasn't cooked right, and I was sick. They can eat raw meat. These people can eat raw meat. They can that's how they genetics is different. Like she was saying earlier, their genetics is different from ours. Their gene is weaker than ours, and our gene, so we can't eat certain things, and they trying to make us eat what they eat. They brought they fried. We never fried none of our meat. We always smoked it. As Native Americans, as indigenous aboriginal people to this land, we smoked our meat. We had smoke houses. We put them in the ground, smoked it. We baked it. It was never fried. The French come over here with the French fries and all of this stuff, like they're dipping into oil, and now people they talking about high blood pressure and high cholesterol, which is a bunch of game to me too, just to sell you some more drugs. It's all about how many drugs can we, because they are drug dealers. The doctors
Okay.
are drug dealers for the
We know this, young
pharmacy.
elder.
Mhm.
Okay. But once again, this is what I'm going to say. We know the problem. You're starting the solution, and we're gonna hold the vision. We all are going. To the ones that chooses to change their way of eating. Yes. To the ones that choose not to change their way of eating, I'm not gonna put my energy on something that someone doesn't want to do. I'm gonna put my energy on something that someone wants to do. We're
Right.
building right here. Everybody hears what we're word sounding. It's a choice.
Mhm.
It's what you choose. I'm not giving them no more power. I'm not giving those people, young elder, any more of my energy or my power. Right
It's a
here,
fact.
right now, we are sacred and divine. That's why I want to keep my power on. I want to keep my attention on our divinity. I want to keep our attention on how we can
Mhm.
raise a community where we can shift the things that are happening in our communities, where we can come together through prayer, through sound, through love,
Mhm.
through the family community, and shift that. That's what I want to put my focus on. That I see your divinity, you see my divinity, I see your healing, you see my healing, and we move forward from there as one.
Mhm.
So, do you? How many people? I don't know how many people are on this, but if we all had the same thought, young elder, if we all had the same vision, young elder, do you know what we could do?
Mhm.
Let's move like that.
We can make major changes in
So
it,
let's make
and
major
especially
changes,
starting right
young
now.
elder. Let's set.
Mhm.
Let's right here, right now. Put one thing that we want to see shift. Not about them, young elder. About us.
I want to see us stop hating on each other and work
All
together,
right.
just like we're
So
working
guess
together
what,
now.
young elder? That's what we're gonna do. That's right now. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hold the vision. Our attention is gonna be focused on no hatred for each other,
Right.
and make that our daily vision. Let there be
Mhm.
no hatred in the melanated community, and let it begin with us. You
Mhm.
want to know how to create, young elder? You want to know the creation words? Let there be. Those are the creation statements. That's how you create from let there be.
Coon
We're
fire
calling it
coon.
into being. Let there be no more hatred in the melanated community. And let it begin with me. So if
Mhm.
we have that mantra every plasma, every day, if we say it 3 or 4 times a day out loud, and we see no more hatred, what could that be? So
Right.
now we put that declaration out there. Thou shalt decree. We've made that a decree. That's where
My
I'm at
next
right now.
Now my next question is, being that now we realize we've been colonized by Christianity under the Spanish Inquisition and the Papist Bulls and the whole rundown, there's still some of our family members or peoples in our tribe that still adheres to some of that stuff. That don't make them, I don't know, that make them bad people, but it's still like a spell to me. What is your take on that? Like the people that still going to church and they think they pastor, he's my pastor, my pastor, my
I'm
pastor. That's how
okay
they
with
thought.
that. I'm okay
Go
with
ahead,
that.
you go ahead, go
I'm
ahead.
okay with that. Young elder, I live in a house with my sister and my brother. They believe in the tradition. I don't. I'm okay with I can't tell you what to know. I can't tell you what's true for you. I don't know what your destiny, what you come to do. You might need that right now, young elder. Before I truly had an understanding, I was saying the same thing that they were saying. But you
Yeah,
see,
me
young
too.
elder, this isn't our first time being here. So it's from what we brought from the prior incarnations to this incarnation. And in this incarnation, my soul said, you need to rise up. You've been there. This is just a stepping ground for right here, right now. But there's an elevation taking place for you. You're going to evolve that. You no longer need that. You're going to step into your true awakening. You're going to step into your true awareness. But young elder, I don't care what you say. I don't care what they do. My thing is what I say, what I do. If you choose to, if you need Christianity, I'm okay with that. Because young elder, they'll tell you. If they watch in church, I'll go in there and sit and watch it with them. I know when you know the truth, young elder, it doesn't bother you what someone else does
That's right.
because you can embrace them. It's love, young elder. And if I'm talking segregation, I can't talk that, young elder. I just know for me, I don't believe that. That doesn't work for me. But I'm not going down what works for somebody. If it's working for you, it's okay. There's a word they call it. It's called ego something. Where if everybody believes something, then that's that faith because everybody is doing the same thing. Well, young elder, it takes courage, strength, and wisdom to walk the journey of not everybody else.
Mhm. That's right.
So I can't hold that against them. I love them. They my family. And when you love somebody, you can't. I can't tell you what's right for you. I have to say what's right for me.
But does that mean they like they ain't like to me? If you still talk on that, it's like you ain't up to speed to me. It's
What's the speed,
2026.
young elder? For who?
The
You?
speed is yeah
What
for
you do?
me. Yeah,
So
well,
you want everybody to think the way young elder thinks? You want
yeah,
everybody to do what young elder do? It ain't like that, young elder.
yeah. I want them to think on
That
nothing.
it can't work that way because it would be cloned. That's cloning.
Oh yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
got
you
their
got a
own
good point there.
mind. Young elder,
You got a good
everybody
point.
comes to show us who we are and who we not. If you see somebody who's not doing what you think they should be doing, so are you their God to tell them how to live their life? You
No,
have
I
to
don't.
let
No,
people
look, I don't
be.
bother nobody. I don't bother nobody. But when they come and attacking me, saying you gonna go to hell because if you don't get
So
down
let
with
them
like they
say
come
that.
out.
Why does that bother you? Why does that bother you if you know the truth of who you are? You can say whatever you want to say about
Well,
it
it
to
don't
me.
bother me really. It just I like
Yes,
to like
yes,
if
it
you
does,
punch
because
me,
you've
I'll
been
punch
involved.
you back.
Yeah, yes, it does. Guess what, young elder?
If you punch me, I'm punching you back.
But why? Is that
Hey,
love?
baby, hey,
That's
huh?
hatred. That's a form of hatred. And if someone punch
So
you,
I
if
should
someone
turn
say
the other
some
cheek?
words to
When
you, young
somebody
elder.
slap me, I have to turn the other cheek?
No, I'm saying if someone say some words to you, young elder, and you know that's not the truth of who you are, why would you say something back if that's not your truth?
Yeah, only when they counter me. Gotta
Once
claw my
again,
way
young
out.
elder, I'm gonna say this: if somebody says something about you and it's not the truth, why? My mother used to have a saying. She said, "You see a bunch of dogs and you throw a rock in them dogs, and the dog that hollers the loudest. Why would it bother you if someone says something about you? Why? Let them have their opinion."
That's
Because
right.
whatever you think of me, it ain't what you think of me, it's what I think of me.
That's right.
Do I want everybody to evolve? Yes, I do. But I'm young elder. Everybody ain't going to evolve. And I have to be okay with that. I have to be okay with wherever you are on your journey. Doesn't mean that you that's the truth for where you are at that particular moment in space. Doesn't mean that you can't evolve. The door to reformation is never closed, young elder.
Do you think those people, some of them people that say Christians, they went out and got the jab?
Young elder, it's some that one Christians that went and got the jab.
Yeah,
But once again, young elder, who am I to say to the ones who got the I can't waste my energy on that. What I can say is you got the jab, get you some charcoal, do some things that help move that through your system, get you some Y power, get you some things that, do a cleanse, but do some things to help move that through your system.
mm-hmm.
We
Hmm.
can't tell people what to do, young elder. We can only keep the sacred space. But
Yeah,
once again, you allow those entertainers to guide you. So once again, young elder, we just have to keep the sacred space for each other. Not
that's right. I don't
judge,
like that. I'm
not
respectable.
judge,
I don't pull the rug. I don't pull the
not
rug on
judge,
nobody.
not judge,
Mm-hmm.
just keep space. And guess
Mm-hmm.
what, young elder? The vision you hold for you and your people, they will begin to shift.
That's true. That is true. I heard that. I heard somebody else say that before. That was a wise person. The same exact way. Uh, yeah. So I guess we had. How long we got, Risha?
Nah, we better shut it down, man. I'm gonna let you get your questions out. I mean, I
Oh
appreciate,
yeah,
man,
it'll be all night. I could go all night, man. So hey,
everybody in the chat too. For everybody that wanted solutions, like OJ Yemi said, they put up like different kind of juices you could be drinking. I had to look at them. They were talking about things for the kidneys. OJ Yemi most definitely talked about the kidneys and the liver and the pancreas and things of that nature, the womb, all these different things. And the foods is what heal those things. If you got heart problems, go get you some pomegranate juice. Go get you some cranberry juice or eat you some cranberry. If you got a sweet tooth, go get you some dried cranberries. I'm thinking we all already on this time. I'm kind of like young elder. We need to we want to create our own bubble of like-minded people because we trying to create this Emerald City. So
right.
I most everywhere you at, you know what I'm saying, young. I understand what OJ got. That's my favorite godmother. She
I
be on
like
me all the
wisdom. I
time.
love wisdom. I don't never reject wisdom. So hey, she gave us nothing. She gave me nothing but some good wisdom
This is
tonight.
the elders of the night. You talking about the green light? They the ones that give me permission to speak. You know what I'm saying? So, young, goddess, I'm set. Do you have anything before we get out of here? Please tell us how we can support you. Please tell us how we can support you. I don't want to hear nothing because when I find your cash up, I'm gonna post it. Please tell us how we can support you and elders of the night.
Just like my sister said, hold the vision. If we don't have hate for one another, then we love each other. We have self love. And one household at a time, one person at a time. Like he talked about his sons. Keep giving the generation of tomorrow the wisdom so that they will be the ones that will support the ancestors and pour the gen. We have to um, by word of mouth, as we always did. The wisdom has to be passed down. We shouldn't have to start all over again trying to remember what was the recipe, what was that mom used to do when she saged the house, or what she said, or what she did. We have to instill these things in our young, and because that's how we live, we keep living. Because we know this is not our first rodeo. And if you have to come back, if you don't make the mark this time, that your bloodline, you'll come back, your ashe on a higher level, and we can do greater work. But we're going to do the work this time. We're going to do as much as has to be done and keep the vision and stop whining about every damn thing. When I say whining, I just tell my daughter, you only got 3 minutes to tell me your story. Then we're going to work on solutions. I don't believe in staying in the same place. Let's do what we came to do. Let's put our heads together and say, okay, what can we do? I know the older you get, I don't care if you got land, you don't have nobody to work the land. Got to come up with solutions. Who's in the environment around you that can show you, can come back and do regenerative farming. Get the kids that's thinking about a major, what we need. I heard the prophet say we need holistic doctors. We need you can count on your hand how many black acupuncturists we have right now. There are not a whole lot of black or melanated people working for melanated people, and we need our own so that we don't have to ask them for nothing. This is our stuff anyway. The medicine that they're using anyway, the Ayurvedic, everything. We were the first people. You heard it. 3.59 million years ago, we walked this earth. Ha. So what can you tell me that ain't already ours? We just got to remember and do what we need to do. Come that we came here to do, and stop worrying about nothing. Ain't adding up to nothing. So that's take. I don't need anything right now, but I promise you, when I bust out, I'm gonna glow up. Okay, I got some stuff going on in the background. It's all spiritual. It's all beautiful, and it's for our people. And I'm so excited about what's next.
I say,
So
do
thank
I put
you
a dollar
again.
sign for that?
I'm good.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that, guys. I'm gonna say, OJ Yemi, I'm gonna ask you the same question like I always ask you. It's your cash app.
Okay, this is what my cash app is. Let there be no more hatred in the melanated community.
Ashe,
And let it
ashe.
begin with us. Let there be no more let there be no more hatred in the melanated community, and let it begin with us. Let there be no more hatred in the melanated community, and let it begin with us. Let there be no more hatred in the melanated community, and let it begin with us. That's my cash app.
I
Support
think
Nabi.
Fire.
Support Young Elder.
first one.
Support the elders of the night by doing the work, by
Yes.
rising up and saying, let there be no more hatred in the melanated community, and let it begin with us.
I say, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you so much, guys. Again,
Take
thank
that
you.
money and buy some teas and some good food and good water.
Yes.
Uh, and instead of trying to send it outside your household, get right first. Charity starts at home and then spread abroad.
Ashe.
I
And
say,
we're gonna do it. We're gonna and we won't forget. Never gonna forget. Ever. Never.
Ashe.
Ever. Ever. Never again.
I say,
Yeah. So.
thank you, guys. Yo, young elder,
Thank
what you
you.
got coming up? What you got coming up
Oh,
look
I'll be live. Me and Orisha be live tomorrow again at 9 o'clock, and I'm gonna be live at 6 o'clock from 6 to 8 with Dr. Kia Pruitt, and then I got Top Cat coming on Friday to do the 5 Indigenous tribe breakdown, and we got AIs coming out every day. We got the origin of the gray aliens coming out tomorrow morning, and then I got the breakdown on UCC codes coming out Thursday, and then we got another tape coming out after that. So we dropping something every single day. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
green
Okay.
light,
And like I
man.
said, you want to find out if you want to listen to the tapes of all the foods that's banned in America, all the stuff that I was telling you that I was boycotting. It's in a playlist I got called Health and Wealth Playlist. If you go to that playlist, all the tapes in there about shadow banning and stop eating all of this stuff that's got the fruit torn corn, all this different stuff. I got it in that playlist, the Health is Wealth playlist.
Yo,
Okay.
do me a favor,
Thank you
young.
for
Yeah.
that.
Yo, do me a favor then.
Yeah.
Well, you said you got one that's saying about all the things not to eat, right? Why don't you do
Yeah.
one to make it easy for people to just remind them, like say we just remind each other every day, right? Put it like daily
Yeah.
reminders. We might want to eat walnuts today. We might want to eat pecans today. We might want to eat some kind of nuts.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on it.
Like you
Good.
I'm
know,
gonna work on that too.
Thank you
The
for that.
healthy. I think I got one on healthy foods to eat, but I'm gonna do a more detailed one. I think I know I got one. I got one called How to Eat for Your Blood Type. I got
Oh,
another one
that's good.
called How to Eat for Your Blood Type because everybody got different blood types. And then I got another one called Foods That Lower Your Electromagnetic Frequency. Because you got electromagnetic frequency around you, and if you eat acidic foods, so because you got acid and alkaline, right? So and then you got neutral, which is the 7, and it connects with the chakra chart, and it connects with the alkaline chart. You can put that side by side and see the connection. But it's foods that lower you to the acidic level, and that your electromagnetic force field so that bacteria can get in. Bacteria couldn't even touch you if that electromagnetic force field is a strong and healthy, right? And they got different people got rituals where they comb it out, they can comb it and this and this. So I got tapes breaking that down as well in that same playlist. Yeah, about that. So
But I do
man.
have
yeah.
a request for you, young elder. Can you
hmm
please run our mantra? Can you please run our mantra?
What's that?
Let there be no more hatred in the
Okay,
melanated
I got you.
community, and let it
I
begin with
got you. I
us.
say it every
Thank you.
time I go live.
Thank
Look,
you.
young. You remember when Malachi York used to do those mantra videos, and he'll
hmm
talk over like the frequency or something like that. I'm telling you, shit, like how you want early in the rise where it's saying something in the background, just putting that frequency and that mantra in your mind. So yeah, that'd be hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say it every time we go live. Let there
Right, and
be
we
no
do it
more
for
hate.
28 days. 28 days, and then if we
Okay,
see
I got
if
you.
we see a shift, and we do it for another 20, and we keep doing each mantra for 28 days, we're gonna shift this young elder.
But yeah, I'm with you,
We're gonna shift
100%.
this. We're gonna
Oh
show
yeah,
them who they working with.
yeah, I feel it. I feel it. I'm telling you,
Me too.
Shay.
I shall
we
say,
got the power. We got the glow. We got that glow. You got to feel this right. You got to glow. You
Man, I
got to
appreciate
feel
y'all.
this right.
I appreciate in the chat, everybody, all the supporters, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, man. Follow Young Elder. I ain't gotta tell them follow Young Elder. Follow me, man. Help me. Help the belt.
Yeah. Go subscribe to Orishas Stone channel. We got the links in the descriptions, y'all.
Man, show some love to Young Elder for all the work he be putting in for the community and like making this information easy for y'all, because a lot of people lazy as hell. Y'all don't want to do the work. So tap into Young Elder because he already did the work for y'all, man. Look, get into the information. You know what I'm saying? Making it easy to
we got 2,900 tapes.
500 tapes. Like, shoot. All right, guys.
We got 2,900 tapes.
2,900, goddamn.
Yeah, 2,900 tapes on all kind of shit.
Man, elevating the people. That's a main thing. You know what I'm saying? They say conversation rule today. All right, got us move. We can go out whenever you're ready, got us.
All right, wholeness.
Wholeness, peace and blessing, got us.
Wholeness. Thank you all.
I shall see.
Thank you. Nice to meet
Peace.
you.
Nice to meet y'all too.
You too, Young Elder.
Peace and love and light throughout the boundless universe to all.
To all. Wholeness.
I'm waiting for the intro to come.
Truth revealed about racism and about white supremacy.